Who was that guy you used to that like in the middle of playing tabletop? He like went to the bathroom, but then left the door open, and then you guys were all screaming at him to shut the door, and he's like, "What? I can't hear."
Imagine having to hear and not use headphones.
Imagine having your mic open so everyone can hear your piss stream. So anyway, like I was saying, that's the alpha move right there.
Solidifies the fact that you are indeed human.
Got a big dick.
Maybe. Oh, not for me.
Because we all know that only humans urinate.
It's true.
No, it's not.
Man.
That's like categorically untrue.
You haven't done you haven't done your studies. I can tell.
Do your research. I'm just gonna scream, "Do your research," and that's it.
Sounds like
that's
you
a
need to
typical
open up some
liberal
journals.
argument.
Liberals.
Do your research.
Hey, when they tell you go educate yourself, wait, no, that's not how arguments work. You're supposed to provide examples and stuff like that, and say how and why.
I will be standing up in 24 minutes to go retrieve pizza. Just giving a word of warning. So don't think about me in 24 minutes. Pretend I don't exist.
I don't think about you all the time.
My pronoun is none.
Don't even perceive
Wait a minute, what?
me.
What fucking page am I on? Oh,
Honestly, I love that one.
Man.
That was a great one.
avocado toast is pretty good.
Yep, those millennials were right about something.
Young millennials.
Fucking shut up, you Gen Xer. No one remembers you.
That's true.
No,
Man, this
they only
avocado
do because
toast
of
tastes
Kurt
like I have a
Cobain.
bright future.
Yeah, but you don't.
It's just a lie.
See, that's the thing about the Gen X, right? That they were told that they would have a bright future. They were almost within reach, and then it just got snatched away from them.
Boomer's like, haha, kid, fuck you.
But then millennials are coming up, and they're like, wait a minute, the boomers took everything, and then we just forget about the Gen Xers, and we're just fighting for ourselves.
Nah, Gen X is with the millennials and Gen Z, man. All right, fuck the boomers.
Nah, Gen Z just doesn't care. They want to burn down the world now.
Well, most of they just want
What
to
does
make
he
stuff
mean?
on TikTok.
Yeah, they're just memeing. They don't care anymore.
They're out there flossing and playing fork knife.
Man, that was the most boomer thing you've ever said.
Big boomer energy, you know.
Hell yeah, there you go.
I only respond to big doomer energy.
Hashtag depression, am I right?
Haha. It's not a phase, Mom.
Oh my god!
I just like to wear eyeliner and suck dick.
All the
I don't know if
time.
you-
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
At least back in my day, we just wore eyeliner and sucked dick. Oh,
I'm
wait.
just saying, if you
Damn,
don't
it's kind of
leave-
timeless, isn't it?
What's the oldest profession in the book?
I mean, sucking dick is a recession-proof industry.
Someone wants their dick sucked, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And some of those people will pay to have their dick sucked. So, you know.
Ah, yes, this song.
You have to describe taste if you're going to keep on. Can't sit idly by.
All right, now that I've feasted upon my delicious avocado toast,
Yum.
I'm ready to go.
Yo. Oh man, that song is very 2006.
So 2008.
So 2000 and late, I believe is
Thank
what
you.
the next line of that song is. Yeah.
That's right.
What song even is that? I don't even know.
Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. I don't know who sings it.
Oh,
I can't even
God.
hardly remember my own name.
Yeah, yeah, that's that pop culture earworm thing, man.
It's like that Belle Delphine song, right, Hawk?
Yeah, totally.
Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him.
Don't. That's it. You're all getting it. I'm finding it right now. You were thinking I died. It's true. I'm dead inside. Don't even ask about it.
Got up this morning. Thought I was gonna play a bunch of Subnautica. Got about 20 minutes in after fucking prepping all my game shit.
Oof.
And then,
And now it's game time.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
Monta episode.
All right,
100.
boys. Underwater campaigning coming.
That's not so bad.
Submariner.
Maybe for all of you.
Biomarine Industries, here we go. And Nautilus Corp.
Yep. Dude, I think about
Submarine.
Nautilus Corp like once a month.
Pardon?
So when X ran a Cyberpunk game for our group, at one point we all got hooked up with a company called Nautilus Corp, where their headquarters was actually like in Atlantis, like under the sea type of thing. And it was just like they had all this super cool tech that he thought up, and all these like cool little characters. Oh, you know how I thought about it is because I remembered I was watching Eurotrip and Vinnie Jones popped up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it reminded me of Percy,
Yeah.
who we just up and decided was Vinnie Jones.
I think you boys are a bunch of faggots.
Yeah, right.
Oh, don't go ahead and clip that from the stream there, Spoon. I don't want to get demonetized.
For all the 4 people that are going to watch this video.
Oh no, not the demonetization. I'm not even partnered with YouTube. I don't give a shit. Just need to mark, yeah, this is totally for kids, and then I'm done.
Totally. Just put a picture of Spider-Man and Elsa from Frozen on the thumbnail, and you'll be good.
Oh,
Since
God.
Spoon is gonna animate half of these, gonna have like just short clips that are animated.
Yeah, it'll just be a Spider-Man swinging on by and a single clip at the end.
Sorry about that. Web swing!
And yes, I did have that prep beforehand.
Wow.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
There are 2 things no one ever suspects: the drill penis and Spider-Man.
Yeah, chain acquisition. Okay, right. Take my leave.
All right, sweet. I am now at Vigor 8. That's good.
Oh, I
I'm
forgot to
Oh,
think of
that's
what I wanted to
smart.
advance with. Oh well, I'll do it after the game.
I did Vigor 8
You
and
can do it
Shooting
now.
10. Did
I don't know
Vigor
what
8
I
and
want,
Shooting
though.
10 finally.
Wait, you can't
Well-
do both of those in one advancement.
No,
Well,
I've had 2
Snarfing
advancements
your
sitting
8.
around.
Oh, okay.
Start from your pizza. Fucking figure out what you're going to, what you're gonna buy your advancement with.
Can I just buy a spouse so I can be happy in a game at least?
Yeah.
No.
Nice. Are there Russians that actually
yeah.
mail order in this
Oh.
this world?
Sure, man.
Also, what about the Chinese? Are they in this, or am I just out of luck?
Oh no, there's definitely Chinese, but this is alternate world, so they're actually all Mongolian.
That's even better.
Hell yeah.
I love
Mongols
Mongolian throat singing, so
Oh yeah,
Good thing I speak Mongolian.
I can do that and suck 2 dicks at once.
that changed.
What a
pretty quick.
champion. Absolute legend over there.
That was a
Shooting.
complete joke, by the way. My character does not speak Mongolian.
T10 now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mongolian seems like just the most abstract, like out of this world thing to pick up. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna speak a language that'll probably never come up, but if it does, woo, boy.
So you find yourself crash landed on the Mongolian steppes.
How do we get way out here? Did someone just forget to turn off the autopilot?
It's gonna be the.
Damn it, Vaughn.
It's actually time travel, so yeah.
XK
Used
forgot to
that.
open the windows and everyone passed out and the autopilots just took you as far as they would go, you know?
Only they're looking at the fuel gauge. We must set down soon.
I
Alright.
don't know.
So as I recall last time, you guys were trying to plan your next steps and also trying to plan what you're going to do for about 25 days until the tunnel is open. You guys are currently on the Sea Senorita. You have, well, some of you are in the Sea Senorita. You've parked, as I remember, in the lake in Octarine, just outside of Octarine that leads into the bay.
Correct.
What are you guys rolling? Oh,
Dante
Nothing,
wants
he's
to
just
flex with
dicking
his
around.
big dick shooting roll now.
all right.
Yeah, but we were out near the Altlia lookout, and I think where we left off, we were talking about heading into Octarine Bay.
Well, you guys
or I
have-
should say the actual Octarine docks to offload individuals. I think is what the last thing we were.
Well, I do recall that you guys dropped off Shriver in Vielder
Yeah, to
and
go
left
get
her with the bike. And then from
Yeah.
there, you guys took back off and actually landed in Octarine Bay. However, you guys haven't decided what you're going to do. Well, you talked about it a bit. Hawk seemed to think about going to talk to somebody in the town. I forget what he was looking for.
Right.
And Prasic was planning to go back into town as well.
Yeah, I think the plan is we wanted to determine how much longer until the tunnel's actually opened, and acquiring the resources and stuff we would need to create this assault on the airship that XK was coming up with.
Oh, right. Hawk was going to turn in all of the stolen intelligence and technology.
Which
All of our
was mostly
goodies.
why I was making the fucking diesel mech in the first place.
Yeah, I had to go into town with, or I guess go into technically the garrison or whatever, and then talk to the biggies, and then have them meet out there and secure the docking area so that we can bring the airship in. Sorry, Sky Yacht. And that's where we left off, I believe. So,
All right, so you guys make your way into the dockmaster.
Yep.
I assume, Vought, you're staying with the plane?
Yes, I am. And I had asked for at least one other person to stay, or I was going to head back out because all the cargo that we have is too valuable to leave just sitting there.
Right.
Is person literal? Because I'd probably be like left behind to haul most of the cargo with the mech.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
I on board still to be like hauling or fixing whatever you're doing. Like, I know you're working on like some schematics and stuff like that. As far as the little, whatever we're calling it, the unicorn. I don't remember what you called it.
Pegasus.
Yeah, there you go. Originally, it was like the acorn or something weird like that.
The bicorn.
Bicorn.
There you go.
It was the dragonfly, then it was the bicorn.
In the UKE, where it
Culminating
comes
with
from,
that.
it's called the Dragonfly. Anyways. So, yeah, XK and Vought are currently still inside the Sea Senorita, out in the Octarine Lake. So where are you heading directly to, Hawk and Prasic?
I'm bringing his name up now, but my document is drastically
Oh yeah, let me open mine.
lagging. But it's going to be the guy who's pretty much in charge of everything.
What, the
Here
diesel
locally.
technician? Antonius Burger?
No. Mm-mm. I could care less about that guy. He can be dead for all I care. Turns out, it's being that you say that, a V2 missile suddenly struck.
Oh boy.
Alright, I'm just going to close it out and reopen. This- Oy vey.
I don't have the name written of the guy you're looking for then, because I wasn't allowed to meet him.
Yeah, it's the guy that I spoke with that pretty much runs the base here. There you go. Okay. So I'm gonna be talking to Major Argitz Thompson.
Yes.
Trying to get an audience with him, being that he's in charge of the military here I'm the majority aspect of making sure everything runs smoothly here in Octarine.
Okay. You head into the main headquarters building, having docked, and headed in through like the main harbor district, up to the headquarters of the GNA. Walking into the front of the building, you can see that there are people like still milling about. There are still USV soldiers like walking around the premises and whatnot. You can see there's quite a few like robots in the area as well, like loading, unloading cargo, some of which are like working on vehicles, running other logistic tasks and whatnot. You can see a couple of like power loader type like cargo diesel mechs moving around the yard outside the headquarters as well. Off to the south of the GNA headquarters, you can see that there's kind of like a parade ground for like the USV troops, because they don't have permanent lodging here. It's just like temporary like tents and whatnot until they ship out to the front, either at Broniger or at Rosendahl. But you make your way into the front of the facility. Several like non-com people like salute you on your way into the building.
Politely salute them and keep on moving past. I expect I would know.
You make your way up to the third floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the proper protocol. You make your way up to the third floor and talk to the assistant, which is an ensign who comes probably. Let me see. Need to open another thing real quick. It's probably somebody from very privileged background. Where's my document?
Rich spoiled.
Here we go. Yeah, you can see that the person behind the desk is a young man, probably around 19 years old. His name tag says Ensign Crowford. He is one of the like major family, or from one of the major families in Greiterdam. Being as such, it means that he's being like groomed by the major for like an upper officerial position. But this is, of course, like the entry position for people of such stature. The ensign looks at you and says, as you walk in, he stands up and gives you a salute and says, "Lieutenant, how can I help you today?"
Good morning, Ensign. I need a priority message sent into Major Thompson. I've recovered some quite top secret, what are we going to call this? Military hardware and blueprint schematics. And they need to be immediately secured down at the docking facility.
The ensign gives you a nod. One moment, sir. He ends his salute and turns away from you and walks over to the office door that says Thompson on it. He cracks the door open, like you see him kind of like stick his face in a little bit, and you hear a little bit of like muffled talking. And a second later, he turns around to you, shutting the door, and he says, "The Major will see you, sir."
Fantastic, thank you, Ensign.
He walks over and takes a seat after cracking the door for you.
I'll walk in there, salute the Major.
The Major stands as you walk in, returns the salute, allowing you to rest at ease.
Lieutenant, rig out and shake his hand.
See you again. He offers you his hand.
I don't want to talk too long. I need to see about getting some things taken care of, and you're the man that has the information that I need. I've recently come into acquisition of some pretty high-tech grade military hardware, as well as like the blueprint schematics that are going to go with it. It's flying aircraft from the what is it? The UEE? Is that how you? No,
UKE.
UKE. There we go. Apparently, that was stolen from or by the Restlanders, and we have recovered it. I currently have an airships off of the coast, awaiting a secure military docking. I don't want any civilians to have any kind of access to see this, and I don't want any kind of risk of anything coming in between us getting that from the docking into a secured military facility.
Interesting. Do you have a ledger of the equipment that we're to receive, by chance?
Did I even have a ledger?
Yeah, you did. You found one amongst the itemized list of stuff amongst the cargo.
Okay, so I would know to have brought that then, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's fine.
then yeah, I'll hand it over to him then.
He takes a look at the list, and you see his eyebrows raise for a second. He says, "This is some of the stuff that was reported about a week ago, missing from the Diesel Tech R&D labs. We've got OSS currently looking for a mole inside the facility. Operational details about that are classified, of course, but." This is already matching up and might help with the investigation there. Lieutenant, I appreciate this. I won't take any more of your time. Where can we pick this up?
We currently have a sky yacht off of the coast. If you would like to send a military detail to secure a port, that way we have no interruptions, being that you're saying there's a potential mole.
You see him stride over to the window and open the Venetian blinds with his hands and look out into the bay from the headquarters. And he surveys over and he says, "You came in that thing?"
Yeah, it's a very long story, but the Russians were using it to attempt to ferry out different sorts of equipment, ideas, all kinds of probably money and everything. I don't even know what all. But we recovered it, as well as taking out some of the individuals involved. As well, do you have a map a local map handy?
One moment. He says, "Ensign Crowford." "Yes, sir." You see the guy appear at the door. He says, "Fetch me a map of the country." Ensign Crowford gives a salute and says, "Right away, sir." In a few minutes, the ensign brings up a map of the area, and you see him hand it to the major, who rolls it out across his table. The ensign quickly disappears from the room, as he doesn't know the nature of the conversation being had, and he's not privy to it and hasn't been invited to it. Door shuts behind him, and you're now looking at the map of Griderdom.
I want to point to the forested area between the bridge on the Broniger River and Wilder.
Right.
And give him a rough outline of where we secured the airship initially. Give him a small breakdown of the type of trooping that was there. So the flying, crazy, cool kid with the dual guns on his side, the heavies, and explain to him this region is where we picked it up, and therefore it'd be safe to assume that someone might be trying to operate out of that area potentially. No locals. No local. We didn't alert the police, did we? Out of character. I don't think we did that yet.
No. Ms. Schreiber was told to tell the police about it in Wielder.
Okay.
So she's going to go hit up the police in that local area.
Okay. I'll let him know that the police are going to be aware that we have sent somebody there to get somebody there on station as fast as possible, just in case. And then if he wants, being that this is now apparently a military investigation, if he would like to basically take authority over that situation and investigate it himself, that it would, it's up to him. But
now, recalling back to the last session, you actually did make a survival roll and rolled pretty well. I remember you getting success with the raise with your map and compass. You were able to give exact latitude, longitude of the camp, and you note that the major seems somewhat impressed by your land nav skills. When instead of being roughly here and pointing at the map, you tell him the exact latitude and longitude. He measures it up real quick, and he's like, spot on. But he doesn't say anything. He looks at you and says, sounds like you got, or had a brief contact with the Erzengel. We've been hearing about some contacts in Broniger with those things. Now, out of character, the Earth's angle is if you look over at the handouts, there's now like categories. Under Diesel Powered Armor.
God, it looks so cool.
Yeah, the Earth's angle Kampfzug is the flying armor that you saw. It says we've been getting reports from Broniger that these things have started making appearances. I don't like the idea that there's one of these flying behind our lines. We'll definitely get our people out there as quick as possible. I'm also going to put the OSI on it, and we'll try and get to the bottom of this. All right, get that pizza!
Go get your pizza, boy!
Finish the conversation though, because it's gonna be hot. So,
All right. Well, he says, excellent work, Lieutenant. If there's anything else, we'll get on this immediately, and we'll have some people meet you down at the dock to take the equipment from you.
fantastic. I will. I'll see them down there then, and I'll let my man know that he can bring on to port as soon as everything's been secured.
He nods and again offers you his hand. That would work.
Just one more thing before I leave. Is there any news that I need to be aware of as far as I don't know, it may be beyond my pay grade, but we've been using some ideas to potentially utilize this equipment and perhaps assault the Red Dawn.
New Dawn.
It's called the New Dawn. Yeah.
Red Dawn. The New Dawn, in attempts to eliminate its presence here over Ilakoven and the general region. Perhaps I can set up an appointment to actually come speak with you.
If you would like to make this an official operation, then of course we can set up a meeting with other people in the army and talk it over.
Fantastic. I will talk to the ensign and get him to schedule a day sometime in the coming days to actually sit down and have a word with you, where we can actually spend some time.
Perfect.
Awesome. Major, and I'll salute him in
Lieutenant.
base and
He saluted you back. All right. Go get your pizza.
Oh no. Oh no.
What are you knowing about?
He never bothered to tell him that the man who was going to meet him at the dock was a robot.
The property at the dock, you mean?
Eh.
And that's
It's
how
not just
XK
a
got
robot.
drafted back into the military.
Not this shit again.
All right. Dr. Prasic, did you have something you wanted to do?
Well, I was gonna wait for Hawk to. Sorry, I was gonna wait for Axel to wrap up with his meeting and then maybe head back to the estate or the house in Octaron.
Okay.
Start sorting out stuff, seeing if anyone sent a letter back yet about the progress on the mine shaft.
Okay. I
Maybe
mean,
if
you
there's
can
any
head
mail.
back to. You can head back to your
I'm looking
estate.
to see if there's any mail specifically addressed to me from
Or
anywhere
rather,
else. Trying to
Hakan's
get-
townhouse.
Yeah, anything addressed to Khan. Maybe doing some research, seeing what he was last up to before he vanished.
Speaking of your family, where the hell is your wife?
I'm assuming she's still in Exeter with Schmidt. Is that correct?
Hmm?
She's still in Exeter with Schmidt, right?
She was
Or
traveling
Decker
with the
season.
Dame Commander, who I
As
assume
far
was
as you
also-
know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the house and I want to look around and see if I can figure out what Hakan was last up to before he got captured. If there's any clues that will lead to maybe who grabbed him and maybe an angle that we can use to possibly get him off the ship before we do any assaults on it.
Okay. Investigation would probably be the best skill for that. I'm going to give you a probably, we'll call it a -2 penalty to use notice, and you will not be able to, unless you get raises, figure out as much. At this point, it's kind of a cold case. So, like, and you guys have been there, and people have been operating in the area that you would be investigating,
And cleaning.
and cleaning and moving shit around and whatnot.
What if
So, without investigation, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
what if I present you with the concept that, you know, Prospect is very good at going over paperwork and going through ledgers and things like that of that sort, and he has research. So
Research. Okay, that's an interesting idea. You can definitely, if you're looking for like what Hakan was doing business-wise, I guess research would be valid, but it wouldn't tell you like what his day-to-day was. You know. Not with that role.
not with that role at all. You know what? Let me Benny it.
Speaking of bennies, I think Phoenix needs a benny.
Oh, yep, I do. Need to pick up mine.
I grabbed it. There you go.
Thanks.
Okay. Hakan was from like searching the estate. It takes you about an hour or so to go through like paperwork and whatnot. But it looks like he was going through pretty routine deals involving business in the USV. That you guys have business interests there. Hello?
Hello?
Nobody else heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
I heard
Yeah, someone was like knocking at your door.
It's Hockey's beating up fucking the desk.
Cool
Yeah,
down,
open up.
pizza. Cool down.
Oh, your pizza's still hot, laddie. There's some wind on it.
The pizza just looks back.
Today, the gods will decide your fate.
Cool down right now, you cunt.
Okay, so who died while I was gone?
It was you.
Rip.
Well,
You were hit by a piano.
piano.
While choking on a pizza.
This is too meta.
That's why you don't eat and walk, boys.
Today we learned.
Don't walk and chew bubblegum pizza, man.
Anyway,
So, aside from the regular business deals that he's got going on, you do notice that he has ordered the movement from one of your banks in Octarine, a small sample of Savange that was held in a safe deposit box to the residence's location.
I would like to go find where that Savange might be stored.
All right. It's going to take you some time, but you can make a notice roll if you like and check around the property.
Hey.
All right, that's success to raise. Okay. After searching around, you managed to find a secret compartment in Hakan's office that is in a wall panel behind a painting. This is the kind of shit that Hakan does all the time. He's overly paranoid about sensitive information. Generally something that in this time has served well in the past. But,
Just like keeping a gun in the glove compartment.
well, it's,
Two guns.
yeah. As it turns out, 2 guns.
3 guns and a grenade, my final offer.
Of course, the first one breaks.
But you can see that there's other paperwork in this like compartment as well, and again, there's some manner of pistol in there as well. Hakan likes to hide pistols everywhere.
I'm just
Apparently,
gonna make a small comment about this guy, like preparing. God, Hakan, you don't need so many guns everywhere.
These thieves
Just
will
two.
learn to mess with me.
You're gonna
Guys,
find
probably-
him.
I'm
We're
just gonna
gonna
walk
find him,
around-
and he's gonna have one smuggled with him.
I'm just gonna walk around the house. I'm gonna find guns taped to like undersides of tables and shit
Yeah.
everywhere.
you didn't know that Hakan's middle name is Wick.
Hakan Wick Pressic. They killed his dog, and then stole his family, and then him. kind of makes the story awkward after that part.
Yeah. He heard that they might have gotten Prasik. He's like preparing to go out and get them, and then they got him instead. But anyway, so
there is
among the paperwork,
there is a lead. Well, it's actually leather lined on the outside, like this kind of rich, kind of deep brown, like cherry brown, almost like leather on the outside of this box. But by its heft, you can tell that it's lead lined. And picking it up and seeing that there is a combination lock on the outside of it, you can tell that this is definitely the type of receptacle that would be used for transporting Savange, or just, keeping it in general.
can I? Okay, so just to clarify, we kept some of the Savange at the bank. Did we keep, how much of it did we keep, and did he only take a portion?
It's a very
of it?
small sample because in case there was any kind of problem at the bank, you didn't want it to be like a huge radiological disaster.
Okay, yeah. So I only kept a small sample at the bank. All right, I'm understanding now. It's there because if I
It's there in case
something,
you need it for something,
because I want to show someone something or work on it for a reason. Then it's keep it at the bank inside of a lead-lined safety deposit box. But then we withdrew it from the bank. Okay. Khan's paranoia is coming in handy since he withdrew it from the bank.
Obviously, during wartime, you can't really, especially in this day and age, people didn't really trust the banks, which obviously led to a crash in the USV later on. But people don't really trust banks when there's major upheaval, such as a war. That's when people tend to withdraw their precious items and gamble them, on being on their person.
So, the Savange's combination lock in the papers, are there anything that a hint at maybe, or you know what? I know Hakan. We grew up together. Could I guess the combination?
There is a very small chance you can guess the combination. It's going to come down to blind probability. So,
do it.
Let's see. I'm going to give you a 10% chance. Roll under a 10, and you can guess the combo on percentile.
No.
Not today.
It was a good try.
I give it a couple of shots.
Yeah, try his normal combinations, birthdays, significant dates, things like that, and it doesn't seem to come up.
I'll have to let Dash 2 take a crack at getting this open later.
You want me to break your safe?
What was that?
I said you want me to break your safe?
Well, it's a lock. I'm assuming repair works for lock picking.
Thievery is for lockpicking. Repair would be for cutting the box open, which would permanently disable the lock.
Oh, right. We know someone who can pick locks. Never mind.
Anyways, Mr. Bach knocks at the door.
Oh.
He says, Dr. Prasik.
I'm just going to turn around as he does with I'm going to push the picture back because I'm not sure if he knew about it. As I hear him coming.
He doesn't seem like he's snooping.
Yeah.
He says, Mr. Axel has arrived, sir.
Bring him up.
Right away, sir. You are now in this scene, Mr. Axel.
I'll take my leave. No, I'm kidding.
Walks in.
Wow.
Just two stiff middle fingers, straight out for everyone to see.
Walks out.
Wow,
He walks out.
Ever since he got the promotion, he became a straight up asshole.
I'll take. Oh, excuse me. I'll walk in.
Mr. Axel, how are you doing?
Dr.
Set down the container with the lock and the pistol on top of it. Pulling papers out as he's talking to.
You found a little bit of some gain, I see.
Yes.
Or was this left to you, or?
No, this is the Khan's office, and I was just going through some things, seeing if I can pick up any trace of maybe how he got grabbed, because it's It's not like him to go to be taken so easily. I wouldn't have suspected him to be out of place like that. Just seeing what I could find. Looks like he had going through her paperwork. It looks like he withdrew some things from the bank, particularly this box. It might contain Sauvage, it might not. I think we've talked about this before, but I think that might be one of the reasons they snatched him in the first place, was they might be trying to get at my research.
My mic was muted.
Good.
I am so mad.
Good.
That's okay. You can just stay quiet. I'll keep talking. I'll go through the paperwork of listing all like his recent business transactions and other stuff that he's been doing. I'll tell him
You
about
stop.
the crystal.
You stop mid-sentence as you flip through one of the pieces of paper that you're about to flip past, and you notice at the bottom it is signed by Nikola Tesla.
Wait. Hold on.
It seems to be a friendly correspondence with Hakan that is asking for a sample of Sauvage. It's dated 1 month ago.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna read through it one more time to just understand exactly what's going on, and if I can find anything that's like, is Tesla being like, is he like purposely trying to lure Hakan out, or is this just an actual like business correspondence?
Just looking at it, like reading it over. Actually, you know what? Give me a research roll on it, would you?
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, looking it over, it seems to be mostly, at least on its surface, a friendly correspondence being like, "Hey, I know you don't, your family doesn't like to give out samples of Sauvage, but it might aid my research." Like, it's one of those sort of things, like a friendly appeal. It talks about negotiation if it's a matter of price, although he doesn't imagine that it's if that's an issue for the Prasic family. Instead, he's appealing to essentially the idea of like global academia, that it might further all of humanity by helping in this research.
Shit. I'm gonna just interrupt as I'm talking. Tesla sent him a letter.
Like the guy who worked.
Yes, like the guy who is basically inventing all of the Russlander technology.
So your brother was involved with the Russians?
I don't
Inadvertently?
think so. I need to get this box open to see if the sample is still here.
Well, if we need it
'Cause-
opened, I know someone who can probably do it.
Yes,
But we'll have to meet up with him. And speaking of, we very soon will have a meeting set up to offload the C Senorita.
good. That's good news.
I don't know if you want to be there in person for it, or if you would rather take care of your business here at the house, but just letting you know.
Bot, did I get any mail before we go?
Oh, I thought you said Vought.
Bot. I said bot.
Yeah, I got you. Bulk.
Bulk. Sorry.
Bulk says, "It doesn't appear so, sir."
No word from Silver yet. Okay, well I can spin down to the dock, make sure everything gets offloaded with you. But
Yeah, I mean, you already know the timetable on Silver right now, and you know that because of Mr. Axel, there's already a force mobilized. Now, keep in mind, it's only been a few days since Mr. Axel first made a requisition to get like robots to go help. So those are being mobilized and sent out to Silver. The thing is that you're trying to get the fruits of seeds that you planted only 2 days ago in game, like maybe 3 days ago in game. So despite it being several sessions, you guys need to actually let some time pass before things happen, which is what I keep trying to push towards.
okay.
But that's what I'm saying, like, you guys need to take a break and let, like, people do shit. Because, you know, it's not like you're emailing stuff. Letters got to travel. Logistics have to be, like, built up and sent.
As per my previous email.
Yeah.
Basically, that's like, listen here, you.
Have you ever had to? Hawk, have you ever had to send one of those as per my previous email?
I have. I certainly have.
You know the feeling, then.
They're the best ones because you're literally trying to be as kind as you can while not calling someone an absolute moron. And in a business perspective, it's even worse because you know they're going to read it and say, "Oh,
You're an asshole."
this guy thinks I'm just okay."
Well, not gonna help him.
All right. So yes, we can head down to the docks. I'm still curious about this. Who are you going to suggest opens up this container? By the way.
I would assume either our young robotic friend would have a capability to do it, or maybe
Same.
even whatever his name is.
See if
The
Vought
cool guy.
has any skill with combination locks, maybe.
He is a tricky character.
Maybe even Shriver.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Earlier, when you were thinking about if Shriver had anything that she could like assist with the bomb, did she actually just out loud say, "Surely this can't be any worse than picking a safe"? Did she say that out loud, or just axe that whole conversation?
No, she said that out loud.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah. So let's do a quick smarts roll and see if I remember.
Pretty dumb, so probably not.
I remember. Oh wait, Shriver mentioned that she can pick safes. Maybe she can do it.
Is she still aboard the Sea Senorita, or did she go?
No, she went to Whale there. We dropped her off. You were there.
Right. She's returning the car.
Yeah, she's going to get the Silver Ghost. So
She's only
with
a couple
any luck-
hours away, so.
With any luck, she'll be here tonight with the Ghost, and we can probably take it down to the body shop and have it like smashed out those fucking bullet holes.
Well, I would suggest you leave the your box here.
Not right here. I'm gonna, pick it up and put it. I'm gonna push the picture aside because I trust Axel. He doesn't really.
It's got a lot of heft to it. It weighs probably 16 to 20 pounds, even though the package is small enough to hold in one hand. So think about holding a pretty heavy bowling ball.
Yeah. I've got it. Like I gotta pick it up. I gotta push the picture aside, open up the secret compartment, then pick up the box, put it away.
I'm gonna lift one eyebrow up just ever so slightly, kind of like that. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna close it all back behind me. Just look at him with that quiet, don't say anything about this.
Kind of do like that. Okay. Anyway,
My brother is paranoid. He's probably got dozens of these compartments all over the house, and I just don't know where all of them are.
that may be for your own benefit. Could you be?
You know what? You might want to start looking for pistols. I don't feel comfortable just leaving pistols out in the open.
Start looking for pistols.
You might have them taped behind desks or hidden in drawers, just
In pillowcases,
every once in a while, take a peek.
Can I just for the curiosity's sake, can I do an investigation roll in this room, underneath table, under a chair, perhaps the chair that Hakan sits on?
By all means. Anytime you ask to do something like investigation or notice, you can just roll it.
Well, it ain't no good.
Okay. He's pretty good at hiding things if there's anything hidden in the room.
It looks like this room is clean. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just saying, just keep an eye out for him. It might be good on our part to just know where they are too.
yeah. I mean, absolutely. All right. Well, do you have another form of transportation here, or shall we try to grab a little stroll through the city down to
We can stroll. We can take a walk. Maybe grab a.
There are bicycles here as well.
Oh, I don't want to take a bicycle. I'm just gonna walk.
It's not
Bicycles are pretty fashionable in this time.
Oh, okay. We'll take a bike.
It's not all that far from here to the docks, is it? As far as his housing?
I think.
Well, I mean, it's on foot. It's going to take a while. It's probably I'd say you're about 5 miles from the actual harbor.
Oh, jeez, this place is huge. Okay.
It's a really big city. It's the capital of the country.
Yeah. So we can take the bike and just ride on down.
That's fine.
Or we can.
Yeah, it's an easy ride though.
Or we could call for like one of those little carriages and have them
Yes.
take us down.
You can also have a carriage hailed for you.
I said we do that. Let's just get a carriage.
Yeah.
Because the estate is a townhouse and not actually an estate. We keep calling it that, but it's a townhouse in one of the noble quarters, I guess, or one of the rich parts of town. It's too small to actually have its own stable. Otherwise, it would. So, that's why Prasik, or I could say that's why Hakan generally has his Silver Coast here. If there were any other vehicles in his fleet here, they've probably been taken by the family, or, well, the Ruslanders.
All right, so we'll grab a little buggy, head
We'll
on
get
down.
Grab a carriage and head on down.
Alright. You guys make your way down, you said, to the harbor?
Yes.
You get down to the docks, and you can see the Sea Senorita still out in the water, just a bit off from the docks. Cargo bay is open, but you stop off once again down at the docks. You can see people coming to and fro, other kind of like light sea craft parking at the docks. In the harbor, like there's a maximum size for people that can actually use the docks. They're not really meant for like military craft in this area. The actual GNA's harbor is much bigger in the lake here.
Huh. Are they? So is the military securing a GNA area, like, or are they actually doing the civilians docking?
Oh no, they'll be over at the GNA harbor, which is just to the south of here.
Okay, so I've got to figure out how to get him over to there.
So, all right. So what you see, the bay door is open, and I actually have like a lounge chair, and I'm like laying on the lounge chair with like my shirt off and one of those little silver things, trying to catch some sun.
Got the folding mirror.
Yeah.
How did we get onto shore? Did he drop us off, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'm close enough where you could call to me or something, and I would hear you.
We didn't really talk about it, but I'm gonna just say, for sake of argument, that you have like a rowboat or a light watercraft that's deployable from the back of the cargo bay door.
I'm going to.
So you guys can actually just go and grab the rowboat and row back to the Sea Senorita if you like.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna see if we can flag someone down to just give us like a quick little ride out to the boat.
I mean, you could just return on the boat that you took out.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, then yeah, we'll return on the boat we took out.
It's got a little outboard motor on it. You just putt on over to the Sea Senorita, and you pull up on the side, tie off to the cargo door. Take careful step into the back of the Sea Senorita.
What are you doing, Vok?
Getting a tan?
You can see XKY47-2 working on some of the stuff that's in the main hold.
Do you not? Are you not a? Oh, right, I get it. Wait. Sorry. Was that Hawk or was that Dante?
Dante.
Oh, okay. So I was like, Dr. Prasik, you should know. You are a man of leisure.
Not really.
Is he? Dr. Pratsik, I didn't know you were a man of leisure.
No, that's not what I am. I'm married. And I've spent
Well, I mean, I don't think leisure necessarily means that you're just being promiscuous, but I mean, I don't honestly recall you from even back before the war of really having any vacations. I always hear you going and researching this, investigating that. Seemed like you had a really
that your
boring
me
life.
impression?
Yeah, that's. I mean, am I wrong?
Bad.
Well, perhaps I misunderstood your
little-
lifestyle then.
No, I'm not a man of leisure at all, and this individual is completely wrong. Vot.
Oh,
I believe Axel has made arrangements to have the cargo bay emptied. He can tell you more. I'm going to go inside and see Dash too.
Yeah. Take us
Okay.
over when you get finished with your tanning here. Should have a military protection group sitting there at the GNA docking
man,
area.
I don't know about you guys, but I could do nothing just like all day. So,
Well, I
is there a
mean,
time
well,
that they're
sooner
gonna be here?
they're probably there now, to be honest.
Okay.
So, I mean, as soon as this gets done, maybe we can take a couple days off and rest and recoup, and you can get some repairs done to the Sea Senorita if you want, and think about what you're gonna do next. All those great things.
I'm thinking smuggler's hatches, and I get up, I lean forward, I put on a like a Tommy Bahama-esque shirt. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll head in, and I take the lawn chair, hit the door, and I start heading towards the cockpit. Is there specifically any dock that we're supposed to meet them at, or
That was
are
a
they
total
just gonna
dock,
find
but
us?
it should be pretty noticeable. There's probably going to be military boys everywhere, and they know what to be looking for. So I'm sure there'll be somebody giving us a direction in as well.
All right, sounds good. And I go through the startup sequence, start powering up the engines to coast us in.
Okay. After a little while, you guys are there for actually probably about 45 minutes before you can see that over at the military dock to your south, there is a crew of people and robots showing up, kind of queuing up on the dock. And there is a man who comes out with a pair of red flags to start flagging you down. He starts doing, if you've ever seen, I'm sure that you've all seen, nautical flags for signal.
Yeah.
He starts doing that and essentially signaling you in the cockpit of the Sea Senorita to come over and dock.
Okay, yeah, and I start angling over towards the appropriate dock to come in.
There's about probably 15 to 20 by count non-com GNA soldiers on the dock, and probably another 10 labor robots. You start taxiing over across the water towards the military harbor. As you're on your way over, a escort boat, the kind you would see from the Coast Guard, a light frigate,
Okay.
starts pulling alongside and is running escort, since the sensitive nature, I should say, the top secret nature of your cargo is paramount to keep secret. As you are taxiing over, and it's getting kind of later in the day at this point, it's nearing, maybe in the next hour, it's going to start being twilight. So it's probably 3:30ish, 4. You notice that there are the non-com soldiers on the docks are putting up tarps along the dock to kind of shield the visibility of what's being loaded and unloaded there. And by the time you actually pull alongside and back the Sea Senorita up to the dock, there is roughly a let's say probably 12-foot cloth, or not cloth, but cloth tarps set up on either side of the dock, and a loading ramp being lowered down to your own cargo ramp.
All right. So who's the point of contact for this?
There'll probably be somebody out here on the docks that will address me when I step out. So
Okay.
as soon as we get ported up, I'll step out there and figure out who's in charge here.
You see a man standing out there. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, here, do this real quick. so that we're not opening the cargo bay. I mean, I guess it's fine, right? Like, we're not thinking that we're going to be suddenly ambushed and a bunch of people are going to take our stuff. So I guess normally I would just be concerned about opening the cargo bay door and letting a bunch of people see what's going on. But there's clearly a big to-do about this, so we'll be fine.
I mean, there's a Navy craft for that's out there for escort, and it has like a fucking the equivalent of like a Shao-Shat on a pintle mount, like machine gun.
Right. So like my extra like, well, let's just be sure. You're like, no, dude, it's gonna be fine. Like, yeah. So
yeah, military's got your back here.
Yeah. So go ahead and hit open the door. You in about 3, 2. Okay, you're clear. Go ahead and open it.
Slam it open. My fist just punches the button.
Okay. You pull the lever with your fist. You punch the lever. And it slowly lowers. Anticlimactic. You clean the blood off your fist.
Oh, jeez.
Don't let that stay in the wood.
As the ramp lowers, you can see that the connecting ramp from the dock is being lowered and lowers onto the cargo ramp of the Sea Senorita, kind of locking the ship or the seaplane, sky yacht, in place for the time being.
As the ramp starts to lower, I start getting into the diesel mech.
Okay. You climb into the Jaeger Mark 1. At this point, you can see all of you guys, whoever's in the cargo bay, can see that there is one of the men standing outside, like kind of like waiting for you guys. Is a man with a clipboard. He looks like a non-com officer or a non-commissioned soldier, and he's like kind of standing there. He's got obviously military regulation haircut. And a large handlebar mustache. As you guys step off, Axel, I assume you're probably the first one off onto the dock.
Yeah.
You can see that he's got Sergeant Pips. He looks like a staff sergeant. He says, or I should say Premier Sergeant. He says, Lieutenant, I'm Premier Sergeant Frank. I was told to offload some equipment from you.
Yes, sir, Premier Sergeant. We have some equipment that needs to be offloaded. Looks like you've already set up the necessary blinders. So that's fantastic. I'm glad someone thought of that.
He gives you a nod.
I've got one man inside ready to start offloading as well. He will assist you as needed. Direct him. He will be a -2 unit. He should be able to give you some assistance as needed. Is there anything
XK series?
Yes, XK series. He's a unique one. He's privy towards my group, so you might have to finesse him a little bit if you're going to do something kind of different. But he'll assist you in anything that you're going to need.
I've heard about Zandink's XK unit.
Oh, have you?
We're familiar.
All right, well, you know what you'll be going with then. Fantastic. Is there anything you need from me to do? Any paperwork signing or otherwise? Or...
Actually, yes, I am going to need you to sign off on this ledger here. We're going to take an inventory, so if you could stick around until we're done, and then sign it for us, make sure that everything's done up on the level. We'll get all the stuff offloaded for you and get out of your hair, sir.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, it is now in your hands.
He gives you a nod.
All right, boys. They're coming on.
You see a bunch of soldiers head down into the cargo bay with robots and start grabbing stuff to unload.
All right, and I help in whatever way I can to ensure that all the product is made off the sky yacht with minimal damage.
Okay.
All right, I'll start the Jaeger.
Are you using the Jaeger to move stuff or just to offload it?
Both.
Okay.
I rolled for notice to see if I'm seeing anyone that may be lurking around just outside the area, the perimeter they set up.
That's right, and you rolled a 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing jumps to your attention. It takes probably about I don't know, a little over half an hour for you guys to unload everything out of the back of the Sea Senorita. That I assume includes the Pegasus. You're letting them keep the parts.
I would probably stop them and tell them that I am basically planning to use that.
Okay.
These are his own manufactured parts, not the ones recovered, right?
Nobody's manufactured
no.
anything. The parts that were recovered are the only ones that are in the hold. In
Correct.
order to make another Pegasus, XKY would have to fabricate everything from the ground up, which would take a while.
A long while.
That's why Shriver was very insistent that, this is definitely not a UKE product.
Okay. Somewhat of a misunderstanding on that from my side. I thought we were planning on making our own based on him recording every schematic.
I mean,
That
you
was a
can,
backup
for
plan.
sure. But that's going to be costly in materials. I mean, Prasic, I guess, can foot the bill. It's going to be costly in materials, and it's going to take a significant amount of time to fabricate and fit everything together. That's why I mentioned it like a session or two ago repeatedly and had her be like, so this isn't actually here, right? The schematics are here, right? But the parts aren't.
I mean, whatever, claim the parts as y'all's, that's fine.
I just need a group consensus. Like, that's all.
We should keep the parts.
Parts.
Let them know there's just, I mean, it kind of defeats why it went down, but oh well.
No, because there's a bunch of other stuff here too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
It's not that the only thing that and I mean, so if we're talking about it, the other thing that we need to talk about is the XKY47-1 card sorter that's here.
That's mine. That's in my inventory.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is like, okay, so if we didn't modify the manifest at all for what's here, then we need to make sure that we know what's being surrendered and what's not being surrendered.
Sure.
Because I handed them a manifest or some kind of documentation on what was aboard. So,
I mean, I feel like we got to look at it this way, right? Like, we're doing them a favor. We went and grabbed all this stuff, and we're being nice and giving it to them.
I mean,
Like, the idea that we're keeping some of the stuff for ourselves isn't so outlandish.
I mean, at times of war, it might be because armies are just like, nah, this is mine now. But
Right.
in regards to that, if we're gonna keep parts, then that's fine. I'm not gonna be in there micromanaging what they take and what they don't. I would assume like somewhat we would have like pushed what we were expecting them to need kind of towards a certain like area, and all of our other private stuff, like back in a corner somewhere, so that they would be like, oh, all that stuff over there too, and you'd be like, no, that's
everything behind the cordon is our stuff. The rest of this stuff is all the stuff that we recovered for you guys, like that sort of thing.
yeah, that's kind of the idea. If we're gonna do it that way, that'd be probably the most sensible one to do anyway.
Just so this
Okay.
doesn't come up later, where is the Diesel Punk arm that Shriver came with?
Wherever you put it, you were the last person that had it.
Alright, I'll put it in our stuff.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, it looks like a hodgepodge version of the prototype for something like the Erzengel, like that kind of armor for the arm that has had a engine put onto it to make it functional. But
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
like a homemade kind of.
like, imagine if somebody took the Erzengel's arm, like the Diesel Punk, like armored or power armored arm, and it's a prototype, right? So it's kind of skeletal, but it's got like the grip strength and the power of a piece of power armor, and they fitted a small like motor onto it to deliver power to the system, so that you could like use it kind of as a like improvised weapon.
Okay, I got you.
You'll grab people with like RoboCop strength, you know.
Get over here.
All right, so you guys have them remove the other stuff from the back of the Sea Senorita, and after about 35 minutes, all of their stuff is collected. Sergeant Franck comes over and has you sign the ledger, saying that you've supervised all of the equipment and that it's all accounted for. And he thanks you for your time, and he and his men cart off the cargo and head back into the military facility. They raise the platform, and you guys are ready to ship out wherever you want to go.
Oh, boys, now it's just us. Everything's done as far as giving them the stuff back. What do we want to do?
So what did we get out of this? Giving them all this stuff.
The fact that, well, for one, I'm keeping my job. For two, we actually can potentially get the Rustlanders out. And three, I get to speak with an audience with the Major in regards to using these schematics, having the military build them, and us assaulting the New Dawn.
Okay, so this got us in the door to be able to have the conversation about the assault.
Yeah, it's going to give us some pretty, I would assume to be some pretty good negotiation standards. Because obviously we've just gave them access to, a prototype technology that flies, which...
Well, and obviously a bunch of tech that was stolen from other places too, so
yeah.
It's stuff that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Yeah, so this should probably advance us quite significantly with being able to actually get something done. If it doesn't, well, that's the military for you, but I expect that we should be able to do something with this, and it'll actually benefit us in being able to get that stupid Zeppelin brought down. So, hopefully.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, so what do you boys want to do now?
If the lot of you do not have any plans as of current, I could use Prasek's help with that surprise that I mentioned.
Oh, the surprise. Yeah, sure.
Alright, let's go see Antonius.
Okay. We don't have a car right now, -2.
Are you opposed to walking?
This is way on the north side of town.
Well, they just took the last diesel mech for 100 miles, so I don't know what our options are anymore.
We can get a cart. Hold on, let me go out to the street and see if I can find one of these guys that might still be working. Go out and see if I can wave a cart down, a carriage to take us.
It would.
Are all of you going with?
Who's Antonius?
Antonius Burkhardt, the lead diesel technician.
Oh, no thanks. I'll sleep here. Yeah, no, I don't.
Imagine
again.
I'm gonna nudge -2. Imagine being a smooth brain.
I am unfamiliar with this mannerism.
Have you not read the biological findings of one? I'm just gonna name some fucking scientist and
some fucking eugenics cunt.
No, of brains and the amount of wrinkles that brains have. And I'm just gonna equate it to like it's essentially the same as you having more punch cards. The more wrinkles you have, the smarter you are. Gives your brain more surface.
Most of my studying time was dedicated to Immanuel Kant and Ludwig Weinstein.
I'm just gonna,
So are you gonna go, or are you gonna insult me some more?
No, I'm just gonna give him the books on Darwin and several other scientists who did a lot of biological research and stuff. So
Do
that
you
can study some
require more? I have others. That was a
Yeah,
joke.
so you could stay with your plane if you like. -2, I think we have a carriage just out there. Axel, you gonna join us?
I believe I actually have to join you if you're going towards there.
Why?
Didn't you need a military authorization individual to go with you? And being that
Yes.
you're not authorized into a military,
R&D lab.
facility.
Unless paperwork in the military is slower than I surmised, I should be registered.
Well, why don't I go with you just in case? And if you are registered, then I can go take off to do my own thing. And if not, then I've got you covered.
I'll not deny the company.
I've got nothing better to do with my day. It'd be kind of
Night.
enjoyable maybe to see night. Yeah, technically it is evening. Shall we go?
Certainly.
All right, you guys make your way to North Harbor, where the R&D lab is, and make your way up to the facility. Again, all kinds of diesel techs outside. Not far from you is the warehouse district where you guys had left the prior evening or two ago, and followed the caravan out of the city. But you make your way into the main research facility, and again, you see Troy, the robot, with the kind of World War I, British soldier flat helm, like the tin helm, sitting at the desk, or I should say rather permanently anchored to the desk. Troy doesn't actually have legs, he's on a swivel. And again, you see the pneumatic tubes right behind him. Troy spins around, and you can see his light bulb eyes looking at you.
Hello,
He
Troy.
says, "Greetings, XKY 47-2.
We
How
are
may I
here-
assist you today?"
We are here to see Antonius.
"I will make Antonius Burkhart aware of your presence.
Acknowledged.
Please wait." He turns around, types out a letter, types some stuff out onto a piece of paper, rolls it up, puts it into a pneumatic tube, and sends it along. About 10 minutes later, 10 minutes later, he alerts you that one of the tubes that has come in since then is authorization to go and speak with him. Troy also says, Unit XKY 47-2, you are permitted to go into the Diesel Tech labs. Your present company is not, except for Lieutenant Axel, who is also allowed.
Hold on.
Is there
Troy.
a reason designated as to why?
Your other guest needs a chaperone, someone of officerial rank.
I'm just gonna point to Axel.
He just has to vouch for you to the robot, and the robot will let you pass.
Axel,
Troy.
could you?
I will take responsibility for this extra guest. Also, is XK dash. Geez, I always get it stumbled. XKY 47-2 authorized to enter and exit the facility on his own premise, or is he in need of escort every time he comes?
Acknowledged. He says, acknowledged. Your guest is now allowed to pass with you, Lieutenant Axel. XKY 47-2 has been granted immediate clearance under order of Dr. Antonius Burkhart. He is listed as a member. Fuck, how do I even say it? He's given clearance under that of Dr. Zandink.
Fantastic. All right, -2. That means should you need to come here ever again, you do not need my presence here, and you can carry out your business as desired.
Excellent.
All right, Troy, we are off. Thank you for your assistance today.
Very well. Have a good day, sir. You guys walk past the robot and make your way up to the Diesel Tech labs. You notice pretty quickly that one of the things that is fairly obvious is that the ground gets slicker or more slick the deeper you go into the facility. as people track oil and like diesel residue in and out all day long, coming in and out of the Diesel Tech labs. Of course, the building is very well ventilated, but you walk past several shops and whatnot, and you can see armed military personnel in front of certain doors. Doors with like blacked out windows for like projects that like you're not allowed to be able to like see into. But you go into the main Diesel Tech lab, and you can see again a bunch of technicians working in lab coats with all manner of like tool for the project and whatnot. Today it looks like they have some sort of a Hulk, like maybe the what would it be, like the main fuselage of like something like a tank, though it seems to be around the size of a Strigoi, perhaps, or an Obrotin, like the superstructure of the hull in the room. It probably weighs about 10 tons, the hull itself, you would guess anyways. And you can see that there are technicians like running wiring through and hooking up like hydraulics and whatnot to it. All around you can see schematics for stuff that's, you know, top secret and clearance. But you make your way to the back office of Antonius Burkhardt.
Using my knowledge of engineering, could I purport the supposed use of the finished product of this Hulk?
Yeah, go ahead and give it a roll. Alright, on a basic success, you would imagine that it's some sort of like heavy frontline diesel mech. Very much unlike the
Jaeger.
The Jaegers.
Seemed like we need one of those.
Yeah. You make your way back to the office of Antonius Burkhardt. Walking in, you can see him talking to his assistant. He's sitting on his desk while his assistant is actually seated at the desk. And the assistant is writing something out, and it appears that the doctor is giving dictation. And he trails off. You see him like raise a finger to you guys as you walk up to the door. And he says, so it seems as though the hydraulic pump's reaction to the current fluid is somewhat problematic. You can see the technician like scribbling away as the guy speaks. He says, further inquiry or further testing is going to be required. Stop there. He says, Jeffrey, we'll finish this up in a bit. Gentlemen, how can I help you?
Facing another quandary, are we, Antonius?
There's one every day. Multiple, really.
I would like to purport a trade.
A trade? I'm intrigued. What is this?
I have little of material value to issue to the Greiterdam army as a whole, so the only bargaining chip I have as of current would be the information you sought upon my last visit. Should I be so willing to submit to the close scrutinies of the diesel technicians under your care, would you be willing to supply me the iridium plating and additional wiring that would be required for me to perform, let's call it, an upgrade?
I think that this is possible. Is this something that Zandink has decided to sign off on? I know that he has guardianship over you, in some manner, at least.
Negative. This is a personal project.
He kind of looks around the room. Well, let's put a pin in that. Lieutenant, how can I help you today?
I'm pretty much just here for X2, for the most part. Just making sure he had his, his paperwork being cleared in as far as him being able to have access to and from here. Also, at some point, I don't know if it will be true or not. You may be receiving some information on some research that I have, or maybe I shouldn't say research, schematics, as it were, that I've acquired and given to the army. So, just word of warning that it might be coming up.
Okay.
That is a roundabout way to say that you are chaperoning for Dr. Zendink.
Prasek.
Dr. Prasek.
I'm not Prasek.
how did the robot get it wrong? He's malfunctioning.
We're gonna have to disassemble him.
I really
Antonius.
needed upgrades.
Dr. Prasic.
Question. We among the items that Axel was mentioning, we had found a card shuffling system for an X1 or a -1 unit. You guys wouldn't happen to
Wait a
sell
minute.
parts for a -1?
That's
ahead.
impossible. The X1 unit's here.
We found a card shuffling system for one, though.
My
There
character
is
holds
not.
up the
There is
system.
not a 4-1. There is only one. Just like there's only one XKY47-2.
Well, we found the card shuffling system for a -1.
No, that's what these OSI freaks are fucking walking around here for. We have a mole.
Ah. So there is a -1 that's still here.
No, there is no -1. If you have one, then that
Nope.
means we don't.
No, we only have -2 here.
He narrows his eyes at you. Are you listening to yourself right now, Dr. Prasic?
I'm
you
very
just said that
sorry.
you have the card shuffling system.
No,
for
we found the card-
4-7-1.
Yes, we found a card shuffling system. I don't have it. OSI took it from us. They're probably trying to figure out what's going on too. Wondering if you
Okay.
had parts or if you had built one here. That's what I was asking you about, Antonius.
XKY47-2 XKY47-1 is the original prototype that was taken from Stahlkreuzung and sent down here for research. It was shipped in by Dr. Einhurst Kleinen to Dr. Zandink. It is the basis on which, he gestures to Dash, he says, it's the basis on which XKY47-2's card shuffling system was created. It's
Okay.
supposed to be here in our labs, and if you have it, that means that someone took it, and that makes sense because OSI has been sniffing around interviewing people. But they
Ah.
won't say why.
Well, there's your reason why someone took the card shuffling system and took it out of the lab.
He nods.
Interesting.
You see him kind of like looking around the room now, like kind of judging the character of all of the different technicians in the room.
Maybe we should keep discussing in your office.
You can see the technician that's sitting at the desk that was recording the conversation. He says, should I leave, sir? He says, no, Jeffrey, sit your ass down. You are not leaving until you sign an NDA saying that you will not talk about anything that has happened in this room. Okay, sir. Very well. See him kind of look back down at the desk. All right, so
I mean,
let's continue
just,
this conversation.
just to quickly clarify, we had ran into someone of a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for non-savory individual, and she had led us to essentially the individual that we had with us the other day, Vought, Thomas Vought of Vought Industries. He led us back to his plane, and on the plane, apparently the Ruslanders had been storing a lot of this equipment and items. They even had enough parts to assemble a Jaeger.
You can see that he looks very perturbed.
Just
I can detail the rest of the manifest, but I
He
doubt
stands
that'll
up
make
and-
you feel better.
I'm sorry, say that again. I started to talk over you.
I could lay out the rest of the manifest, but I doubt that will make you feel better.
No, I'm beginning to think not. He stands up and walks over to a filing cabinet and pulls out a couple of like pieces of paper in a manila envelope, and you see him slap it angrily, like down in front of Jeffrey. All right, let's fill this out. Well, he turns back to the rest of you. He says, all right, so let's get to the bottom of this. There's a lot to unpack here, it seems. Sorry.
Like,
Lieutenant Axel, if you want to stay here, you're welcome, but I will take responsibility for Dr. Prasic from this point on, if you'd like to leave.
It's completely up to you. I am kind of just along for the journey. I also would like to ask you a question if you do want me to adjourn myself. Do you know anything in
That's
regard?
purely your choice. I'm just saying if you want to leave, then I'll take over as the person responsible for Dr. Prasik.
I'm actually somewhat interested in what's actually been going on here, because that might actually give us some insight into what to expect.
If I can have any say in the matter as an adult here, I would like Axel to stay, as he was there when we recovered all the stuff, and his
I would
memory
like
of what.
to leave.
Oh,
That's his prerogative.
wow. Okay.
I will stay on behalf of Dr. Prasik. I too actually would like to see what's been going on as far as this laboratory and the research facility goes. It seems like there is a potential problem with a mole, and who knows, maybe an extra mind and an extra set of eyes can help deduce what we need to do in regards to it. Though I doubt my mind will, come up with a solution.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, there's official OSI investigation going on here for something. Well, now I have an idea why. I'm sure that you know that you shouldn't interfere with their work unless you're working directly with them.
I've already been informed by Major Thompson about
He nods to you.
their investigation and such. It's actually another part of the reason we are here is because
Thompson, eh? He gives a quick smile. He says, hell of a poker player. Anyways, yes, of course, you're welcome to stay around if you'd like.
Absolutely, I'd love to. Just out of curiosity, I won't delve into what it is. Was a project under the name of Dragonfly in research at this facility?
Not that I'm aware of, nor could I disclose, honestly.
Very well.
Let's get back to the primary matter for which you came here. Dash. He looks back at Dr. Prasik as if he's waiting for you to interrupt with some other fucking earth-shattering news.
Hey, one more thing. It seems the Khan had received a letter from Tesla.
You can see his shoulders visibly slump as you start talking.
Do you think anyone else here might have received similar letters? He was attempting. I mean,
Similar
anything.
letters to what?
Anything, offering them. I think maybe my brother answered a letter from Tesla himself on the idea of assistance in advancing all humankind in technology and science. You know how our type is.
Well, I can't say that any of us have received any letters that I'm aware of from Nikola Tesla. I mean, he is head electro-engineer for a rival country, as it were. One of Romanov's academics.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we can't really trust him in any capacity at this point. I respect his work, but unfortunately, situation being what it is, we're not exactly disposed to have idle chit-chat with one another, or friendly contact, honestly.
Khan received a friendly contact from him. I'm saying friendly with, that obvious sarcastic tone.
We would have to be, as members of the R&D department, we would have to disclose any sort of contact we got from scientists from any other competing nation.
Well then, you can dash too, if you will.
Dash, getting back to the primary point here. You were saying?
I would require the time, materials, and, if you have one, a workbench that would allow me to work with iridium, preferably far away from your workers who likely cannot handle 20,000 degrees Kelvin temperatures.
He says, you have access to Zandink's lab. You know it's on this side of the floor, south side of the floor. I went and put through your authorization to be here, considering you are, I guess, technically the child of the R&D department here.
My character nods.
Everything you should need should be in there. Barring any surprises, he looks back at Dr. Prasik.
He
He looks as if he's waiting for you to be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I've got your wallet."
Look what I found outside.
Oh, your fucking secure lab is hemorrhaging shit all over the place, dipshit.
By the way, we found plans for the new Dawn. Could you like make us a couple copies of that?
Jeez.
Hey, also, can I get a lab here too? I need some place to work on something.
Fuck's sake.
Nah, I don't really need any place to work on anything. I can build my own lab. That's super
You have
secret.
your own lab.
I can build one. I can build one in the basement of the house, and it'll be underground. And I'll just be Batman. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, if you went back to Illicoven and were able to work in your lab, you could do everything you need to do. Anything that they can do here. The only thing is you just don't have as many assistants, but you can hire assistants.
Nah, I got my best assistant. I got Bradsby.
Sir,
would
I don't
think
quite
that we are
understand
done.
what I'm doing.
One at a time now. Go ahead, Dash.
I would think that we are done flipping your world, as it were, on its head, Antonius.
He nods. Well, if you're acting on your own authorization, of course, we wouldn't mind getting a look under, well, your exterior and seeing what Zandink wired up in there. That's entirely your decision, though I feel kind of like I'm asking a child, or a child for their adult parents' permission, and getting it only from the child.
My character nods.
Well, as Brasic likes to espouse, preferably far too often, I am likely one of the smaller children he's ever discovered.
Not sure I take your meaning, but I don't really care to delve into it at this point in time. I have other matters. He looks out at the floor again, that are now taking my attention.
Speaking of, should I find the time, would you like my assistance with your... He looks
towards the floor.
latest project.
Says, I believe that those are in quite capable hands, and while I do trust your programming, and Dr. Zandink, we are forbidden from allowing more than the allotted science personnel from working on these. All part of compartmentalization.
Acknowledged.
But, of course, should you need any supplies or whatever, I feel that our trade is more than fair.
My character nods.
Just so you know, you're... Oh, out of character real quick. Just so you know, you're essentially selling Zandink's like private research to the GNA right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so you're aware.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You're gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
If that is all, then I wish you luck, Antonius. I have a lot of work to do.
He nods. Oh, you're gonna need these. He reaches over and shoos Jeffrey out of the way, who's writing on what looks like some sort of form in pen. And he pulls out the main desk drawer from under the desk that he's sitting on and grabs a set of keys, and he tosses them over to you. Shuts the desk again. Says, these are the keys to Zandink's laboratory.
my character nods. And I guess I'll start making my way.
Downtown?
Okay. Downtown.
I can... Mind if I join you, Dash 2, to see what the surprise is all about?
I would imagine that's why I brought you, but you do you, Brasic.
Well, I'm gonna go along with him then.
Alright. The three of you, I suppose, head off towards Zandink's lab.
You mentioned iridium while we're walking down the hallway. What do you need iridium for?
Heat resistance.
do you need heat resistance for?
My character will look at you.
Don't look at me like that. Stop giving me that eye. I
I
asked you a
can't so much
perfectly.
as touch a person without scalding them, Prasik.
I gave a perfectly legitimate question. What are you building that needs heat resistance?
As Axel would put it, an epidermis.
Interesting. So some kind of heat-resistant shell.
I think he is potentially referencing, but I may be wrong, as this is not my expertise, a lance-like object that is thermal. Am I incorrect in that?
You are very incorrect in that.
You guys find yourself in front of Zandink's lab. There is a kind of frosted window on the door that says Dr. Zandink.
Alright, I'll take the keys, I'll try them out, open the door.
Yep. They open with the keys. Looking in, you can see what looks like something about the size of a lecture hall, though without like seating. Tables everywhere, parts for machining. It looks like there's a few things under tarps and whatnot. Basically, all you would need to be able to like machine very cutting edge diesel tech products. Barrels of diesel. Go ahead.
I was saying, with the notice roll, has Zandink haphazardly left any half-finished projects out, or schematics for half-finished projects?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
He's while at his house, it looks like things are uncategorized. If you remember back to when XKY47-2 was like first introduced, he is very fastidious about organizing and categorizing everything that comes across his desk. There are like along the walls, there are like, I don't want to say scaffolding, but like shelving, I guess. That has all manner of like tagged and categorized like items, curiosities. You see something that looks close to his desk, something that looks like the original, like maybe a prototype for what would later become the like head unit for XKY47-2.
X, does any of this look familiar or similar to the design that I gave you? Or am I making this from scratch?
Your choice, honestly. I'll let you make that call.
I'll say from scratch, because I wouldn't have told Zandig about this, and it was sort of something he formed after we left for the cave anyway. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so as he's like going through, I just want to like look around, poke through some of his notes and things. If I see anything interesting.
There's a lot of things that like around the room that could be useful. It looks like almost all of the bits of research that you're kind of thumbing through right now are fragmented. Like little like inquiries about how certain mechanics might work, schematics for other like hypothetical prototypes all around the area, but nothing that looks like it hasn't been put into use. Like essentially, he seems like their concept guy. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's the guy in the back of DARPA coming up with the big idea, drawing up the initial thing, making the first robot, and then the rest of them take it and go, all right, well, we'll make all this work.
Yep.
Here's the rockets that we can slap on the side of the plane. And they're like, all right, let's not make these rockets explode, first of all.
Right.
Can you read Mongolian? Because a lot of them are wrote in Mongolian.
There. Turns out.
Alright, X, since I'm going to have to start from scratch, I'm going to start getting started on building the basic frame, and I'm going to get Prasik working on the systems that his expertise would be more suited to doing.
Okay.
If Axel would like to help, that he is more than welcome.
What is that?
12 plus 100.
It's a pretty good go fuck yourself Hawk roll.
That's a really good. That's a really useful.
So my
skill.
character instantly just takes his fist and just right up the old poop chute.
Oh darn.
Just absolute destruction. There
He
is
just-
nothing left.
You see Axel's sock puppet, Dr. Prasic.
All right,
It's the damnedest thing.
moving on.
All right, Sexta, how you wanna do this? Repair assisted by weird science, or
Well, you're trying to build what we were talking about.
Mhm.
Okay, this is going to take a significant amount of time.
I don't know.
You guys can get to work immediately if you'd like. But first off, let's see. Do you have research by chance, Spoon?
XKY47-2 does not have research.
Okay. Let's see here. What would be?
I'm basically using mechanically inclined, which says I get a +2 when I'm using repair to design things.
Yeah. That's not what I'm starting out with. This is just for funsies' sake. Dr. Prasic, make a research roll for me, please, to optimize the fucking the laboratory. That's a good roll right there.
Looking good.
Hey,
There you go. Okay, so you're used to working in a laboratory, but Dr. Prasic knows how to actually set up a laboratory so that the ease of flow through the
Workflow.
through the working process, so that is optimized. With 2 successes on that, like he and the rest of you guys start organizing things, taking tarps off of stuff, and like turning it into, instead of like a dormant lab, into like a living, breathing workspace that like is going to make everything a lot easier on all of you.
Axel, help me get this thing out of the fucking way. We don't need it here.
So what this is going to provide for you is it's going to give you, and you might want to write this down. It's going to give you 1 raise to use on any success, or excuse me, 2 raises to use on any success throughout the course of your like fabrication process while you're making what you're trying to make. What that means is, like, let's say you need a success on something and you only roll like a 4 in order to like make what you need. You can spend one of those successes from the optimization of your laboratory in order to give you the raise that you need, or if 2 if you wanted to like throw extra on something.
okay.
So we'll start. We'll actually call it that the first day is spent optimizing the lab, and the second day will be you guys can start working, or you can like take a break. What you're going to need is you're going to need 3 successful weird science rolls and 3 successful repair rolls for design and engineering in order to create what you're trying to create here.
Okay.
You have plenty of time to do this. You can bring in like people to assist you if you want. Wild cards only, really, because I don't want to tank up on fucking NPC bullshit bonuses.
Yeah.
But I want to tank up on NPC bonuses.
I mean, hell, that's Axel's thing. But there ain't nobody to heal.
I can only lay on hands. It's all I'm good for nowadays.
But yeah, so obviously the higher the better. The more successes that you get, the more mod slots I'm going to give you, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I've got kind of like an idea of how that's going to work. So now what those are going to be is, like, for instance, in your current chassis you have a timepiece and you have not night vision, but what was it, compass that you've integrated.
A muffler?
So there'd be systems like, or a muffler, yeah, that's right. So like your muffler and your timepiece are like modifications. Essentially, based on the amount of successes that you get, will be the amount of slots that you can keep in your like new creation for like making augments to your physical being.
Okay. Alright, let me know, would you like to make a roll?
I guess we'll kick it off with the first one right now, and then we'll talk about what everyone else is doing during this downtime. So let's get a weird science roll and a repair roll. Okay, success with a raise.
Success with a raise.
All right, so you have 2 raises so far, and those are 2 successful rolls. You need 3 of in repair and weird science. Any extra raises will add to your mod slots.
Okay.
All right, so you guys get to work in the first week in your project. Now, let's talk about this for everyone else, because everyone else has downtime that they're going to be using. I don't know if maybe some people are not going to be necessarily using it and instead just like decompressing or whatever. But
I have to establish one of the days during the downtime my meeting with the major and regarding assembling perhaps some of the not unicorn Pegasus units potentially, and then the assault on the New Dawn as well.
I mean, they're probably still called dragonflies. We're just being obstinate and just giving
Right.
the pretty lady what she wanted.
yeah,
I'm saying it in regards to what we've been calling it. Whatever they call it is fine. But I don't have to RP it if you don't really think it needs it. It's
one of those scenarios where we can probably get it. I mean, I have to figure out what exactly you're getting out of that as well. So that seems like something we should actually RP when the time comes. And I think everybody should be present. Potentially. I don't know what Vought is planning to do at this time. You have anything?
Not in particular. I mean, I'll go and enjoy the wonderment of the city while drinking and getting in fights, I think.
And then you also have what's her face as well, bringing back the pimp mobile.
Yeah, Schreiber brings back the vehicle the next day after you guys have optimized the lab, which is basically your first day back. So,
Okay.
So that's what's going on there. Shriver similarly doesn't have any big projects that she's trying to complete. Now keep in mind also, Dr. Prasik, you can work on anything that you might want to work on as well.
Yes, I was going to say, since I now technically have a lab, I can work on the side project while we're there. So that actually leads me to the first question is, can I get Shriver to open the safe?
Yes, Shriver can open the safe for you.
I'll just casually mention it. Shriver, you mentioned that safe cracking before.
She says, yeah, of course.
I have something for you. Now, I'm gonna go.
What is it? She smiles devilishly.
Please wait here.
Hey, this is the next day at dinner time.
Yeah. Wait, come with me. I'm gonna leave her in like a study room somewhere. Wait here for me. Be right back.
Also, hold on. This is the following day after you've optimized the lab. You've done your first real day of work at the lab for XKY47-2. All of you are welcome to be in this scene. As I imagine most of you are staying at the Prasik Townhouse. There's plenty of room for everybody, unless you want to state otherwise. The Sea Senorita is currently docked in the military section, still, of the dock, and is being, it's not being actively guarded, but it's on a military facility, so you don't have to worry about it getting taken this time.
Okay. So then, for simplicity's sake, I'll be staying at the Prasik estate, because, otherwise it's a whole big headache getting in and out of my... in and out of the military complex.
Yeah. Okay. So the following day, after dinner, you mention this to Miss Shriver. You said you go back into your study?
Yeah, I take her to a separate study where I can have her wait for a moment. And if anyone else wants to join us, I'm gonna let you guys know. Just wait here for a couple of minutes. I'll give. Okay, no, I'll go retrieve the box and come back carrying it. It's heavy. I set it down on the table, and along with the box, I bring a heavy lead apron for Shriver.
Ooh, looks expensive, she says, looking at the box.
Yes, it's actually not as expensive as you would think. It's just Hakan likes to make things at least look presentable regularly. I'm more function, but this box contains a very dangerous element that normally comes out of my family mines. I'm going to need you to wear this just for your own safety. I'm going to give her the apron.
She takes the apron from you, and you see her like shift in weight as she doesn't realize it too has lead in it.
Whoa.
She's like, She looks a little shocked, and then you can see her blush for a second, and she tries to regain her poise. You see her put the apron over herself. What is this all about? She says.
Like I said, the chemical inside has a invisible melange to it it causes damage. Sorry, am I saying melange or is it it's like a sickness?
I'm not sure. She doesn't know what the word is anyways.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine. It's essentially it causes illness in people. It makes you sick and stuff. Look.
Oh, all right. That's great.
I'm giving it to you for your safety because the box itself is protected and safe, but when you crack it open, you might be hit by it initially. And I just want to make sure that you're protected in the event that it does. Not sure exactly how much Hakan is stored in there, so...
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm gonna, step back a couple of feet, then a couple more feet.
Are you having her do this just at the dinner table, or
No, I took her to our study room, like where we can go someplace like kind of isolated.
There was just a point where you said that you'd brought it back out, and I thought you might have brought the box back out.
No, I took her to a separate room. I wanted to clarify. I took her to a separate room. Then I went to the office to get the box and come back.
Yeah, I'm tracking.
I didn't want to open a secret compartment in front of her, and then she goes, "Does this house have more secret compartments?"
Yeah, that's understandable. All right, she goes, all right. I love a little mystery. She reaches down and begins listening to the box, or the combination safe, or combination lock.
Hey.
She's able to pop it open. She says,
good job.
There you go. Lock's open. She doesn't lift the lid or anything.
That's good.
And then as you go, she goes, you can see that she can't help herself, and she opens the lid to look in. What is that?
That
eyes! Oh, it's glowing.
Is she saying it's glowing?
Yeah.
You might want to close it.
She says, why?
I've already told you it's not exactly safe for exposure, and you mentioned it's glowing? It doesn't normally glow. Please close it.
She shuts it.
It didn't do that when it messed with me.
No, it certainly doesn't. That's not normal.
Oh, good. She just got irradiated, and she's gonna die in a week.
Hooray!
I gave her the lead vest.
The lead vest doesn't cover her face, which she used to look at it.
Nothing can't. No.
Well, good thing we have a holy paladin on site.
Haha!
I magically fix all that radiation.
I like to detect.
All right.
Detect good and evil.
If you will, Miss.
I'm just reminded of that fucking that video of that one guy on the mower with the fucking revolver. I have the power of God.
And anime.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Ah! Oh god. An enemy.
All right, so she's like, all right, it's closed.
Good. Dash 2, I think it might be safer for you to handle the box for now, and we can take it down to the basement, maybe.
Wait a minute, why didn't you just ask him to open it if it's a matter of safety? If he's safe to handle it.
I didn't want to destroy the box in the event that, again, like I said...
She cocks her head and her face goes blank looking at you. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I might want to close the box again. Dash 2 isn't a lock pick, he's a lock remover.
I do have a habit of breaking into panics.
You see her take off the lead vest and forcefully hand it in, or like shove it to you to walk out of the room.
Thank you, Shriver. I appreciate this very much. Is she mad at me?
Likely.
Jeez. I'll have to make it up to her somehow. Anyway, Dash 2, I'm gonna put on the lead vest. Let's go downstairs with this and try and figure out what's wrong with it.
Very well.
If you don't mind carrying the box, I'm a bit beat from carrying it here in the first place.
My character gives the robot equivalent of a shrug.
Sure.
Okay. Where are you going with it?
I want to go down to, I think there's like probably a basement that's like, you know,
Yeah.
at least harder and lead lined, because you mentioned it was glowing, and I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I want to take it
there's,
someplace even.
there's a cellar, but there's nothing lead lined downstairs.
Well, it's just, you know, it's in the basement, it's away from everything and everyone.
I mean, the
Things
earth
that
is
people
going to soak
normally-
up radiation to a certain
Yeah.
degree.
Something where it's like people won't really interact with this area as much, so it'd be a little safer. And I want to crack open the box again when we get down there, and try and take a quick look at it and see if I can figure out what might be happening with it.
Okay. You get down there, and you can see XKY47-2 bring the box into the center of like a essentially your wine cellar. It dawns on you that opening radiological elements inside your wine cellar might be bad for your wine.
That's true.
It'll give it a really nice glow, though.
It will give it that tangy taste that no other
It's,
wine will ever have.
Nuka
Yeah,
wine.
it's gonna be Nuka wine.
Nuka wine.
Exactly. Yeah. It will glow in the dark suddenly. Everyone's people will be wanting that new plastic bottled wine. We'll just sell it. It'll be great.
Yeah, Dante will be limited edition.
Exactly.
It'll be the best.
Now with
drink of the
more
rest
free
of your
radicals.
life.
Exactly. Oh man, I'm just gonna sell it as a cancer treatment. You know, kill the people with cancer because it doesn't matter. They already have cancer. Anyway,
That's one way to treat
with
them.
that in mind, I'm gonna quickly go. We'll take it. I'm just gonna leave it down in the cellar, you know, tucked away nicely, and then go. We'll bring this to the lab tomorrow.
I could just take it to the lab now.
You remember what happened last time we let you wander the streets in the evening by yourself?
Is he referring to like the lab in his like townhouse or like somewhere else?
I'm talking about the lab at the Diesel Mech lab.
Yeah, he's talking about Zandink's lab.
And Dink's lab. Yeah.
Fine.
I don't want you wandering the streets alone.
Then shouldn't we just put this back in the safe?
Yes, we should put this back in the safe. Go back upstairs.
Okay.
We're gonna
You
lock
guys-
it back in. We're gonna lock it back in that hidden compartment and leave it there, and we'll take it with us tomorrow.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I need to make sure that the silver ghost gets fixed. So, how much is that gonna cost us?
It's probably going to cost you about $1,000 in materials.
I just take that out of my monthly earnings I was supposed to get.
Yeah. What do you make monthly? Did I ever tell you?
I think you just made it like $1,500 a month or something for me.
I thought it was like $2,500 a month. It's like your stipend.
Some absurd amount that I don't actually need.
Some disgusting amount that only the filthy rich could ever possibly like.
Because I'm at $13.94 right now. I barely touched this money.
Okay.
But whatever it is,
I don't
we'll
think
just take it
cash
out.
on hand is a big problem, but yeah, you can pay for it.
One day
You
fucking
can-
classic. Good.
You can send it down to an auto shop if you want.
That's what I was gonna do. Just someplace that will specialize and fix it, because I kind of want to fix it up before, I rescue.
Well, and Dash is also kind of busy.
Yeah, and Dash is busy, and I don't want to leave it there, and then Hakan comes back and he goes, "What the fuck did you do with my car?"
Yeehaw off-roading?
Off-roading with the bullets. Lots of bullets.
If it makes you feel any better, the robot was a really good driver.
All right, so you put the samples of Savange away for the night being and head back to the table. Everyone else is doing their thing, I guess. What were you going to say?
I carry on with stories of my time with Hakan and just missing him generally, and remembering that at some point we have to get him off that ship, and trying to figure out an angle to work.
All right. Miss Schreiber seems in a foul mood for the rest of the evening. She doesn't seem like she wants to talk.
Hey,
do I pass by her?
You want to get out of here?
At any point?
What was that, Spoon?
Do I pass by her by it at any point?
Yeah, when you guys go back up from dropping off the sample, you head back out into the main common area, I guess, of the townhouse, and see her out there.
Miss Shriver,
Yes?
I just wanted to say, that was very impressive how you got into that safe. How did you do that?
It's not very difficult. I'm sure you could have managed it, Dash.
Not without a blowtorch, and whatever knowledge you're obviously using.
I'm in a bad mood, Dash, and I don't want to sound like I'm taking it out on you, but if Dr. Prasik is, if the stuff that he's talking about is dangerous, the way that he makes it seem like, since he wouldn't even be in the room when I opened the box, he should have just had the box cut open. And I don't know what's going to happen to me now. What it means. Am I going to catch some disease? I don't know, but I should have figured that somebody as rich as him wouldn't place a high price on human life.
I was in the room. I just took a step back. 2 steps back.
I've not known Prasik to be this careless, but should the worst come to pass, I'm sure we could get Axel to look at you. He is a fairly renowned physician.
She looks somewhat consoled. That's probably true. She kind of looks over in the direction of Axel, who's probably reading or something like that.
We'll be sure
I don't know what he's doing because he's probably wiping right now.
Yeah. We'll be sure to give him his coffee and his newspaper first. We assure you.
She nods.
Very well.
You were gonna say something, Vought?
Oh, I was just gonna suggest that we get out of here.
She nods to you. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
All right, I stand up.
I know
go
a
to the
couple of
door.
good watering holes around town.
Nice. I look forward to it. I grab her jacket and put on my jacket.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, Miss Shriver. What?
She nods
Gentlemen.
to you. Dash, you want to come with? You see her, work her way into her jacket as Mr. Vought holds it for her.
Sure. Why not?
Shall we?
All right, let's do it. Hope you know of some places with outdoor seating.
Ha.
I think that's the least of our worries.
Yeah, that's true. People are probably going to think that we're Roostlanders walking around with him.
She walks up to the door and opens the door.
All right, and I walk through.
Shall we? Dash?
We shall.
You guys walk out, and she closes the door behind you guys. With that, you guys, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, all right, so where are we really going?
What do you mean, where are we really going?
I mean, what? I mean, come on, you got to have some sort of criminal, seedy kind of place that we can go get into trouble, right?
That
Yeah,
seems
it's a watering
pretty
hole.
presumptuous of you.
What's that?
That seems pretty presumptuous of you.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
She goes, let's just go.
Yep, all right.
All right. You guys retire from the scene to go drink for the evening.
Hell yeah, people watching are the worst kind.
You guys find yourself at the Copper Elephant Ale House. It is near the seedier parts of the Grijderdam docks in central Grijderdam, on the, or I should say, west central Grijderdam. It is the sort of place that you imagine that there are plenty of criminal elements around the area. Not surprising to, well, at least not to you, Vought. People around the area seem to know her by name.
No, I mean, she's popular, right? She's also like a singer, and I mean, and she's quite attractive. I don't imagine that she's someone that just goes unnoticed, especially given how small of a country Grijderdam is.
Right.
Yeah. That's right.
It's like 4 million people in Grijderdam. Come on now. But yeah, you guys go out and go drinking. I don't know if fucking if Hawk is back yet. I'll take that as a no. He's still wiping his booty hole. Dr. Prasik, you turned in for the night?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through some of my research and try and see if I can figure out why the stuff will start glowing while I'm in my study.
Okay, and you didn't open the box at all, right? You just like
No,
had it open and then went down and you were like, maybe not here.
Maybe not here, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Let's see here.
Give a weird science roll. Let's do that. So let's do that again.
Oh,
Wow, that
fucking
wasn't any
bad
better.
day for Prasik rolls, man.
Jesus Christ. Alright, whatever. We're fine. No big deal.
You're just checking through your research?
Yeah, checking through like previous notes that I've had and stuff that I brought with me about it, trying to see if I can find anything that points to like why would this start glowing suddenly.
All right. You start pouring into notes and like theorizing what could have caused this weird change.
Start writing stuff down and I'll just spend the whole night there. No one's gonna stop me. I'll do it till I pass out.
Okay. Over at the Copper Elephant, you guys make your way into the establishment, and obviously, like I said, people know her by name. The doorman just lets you guys in. There is a line this evening. You can see there's a bunch of like USV soldiers outside, and even some of them are like, they're like, "Oh shit, that's Nadia Shriver." Actually, well, some of you don't speak English, but they exclaim something, and you do understand Nadia Shriver.
I mean, I catch what they say.
She gives them a nod. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you're not Dumont.
Thank goodness I speak English.
Anyways, you guys make your way in, and you can see people are like coming up to Miss Shriver and asking her if she's like performing tonight. She keeps saying that like no, she's not. You know, she doesn't know the house band that's playing tonight, so they wouldn't know anything that she knows. So that sort of thing. Let's see, you rolled notice beforehand, right?
Yes, I did.
You got a 5. Okay, there are people that seem specifically seedy who are like paying attention to, the three of you. One thing that's actually peculiar is that in most establishments in Greiterdam, robots are not allowed in establishments for anything other than temporary, like passage or for repair work. But they've just accepted the fact that Dash is with you and Shriver.
Okay. So you said there's 3 people that are like, are they like mean mugging? Or are they just like paying a little more attention to us than everyone else is?
Well, you don't have a raise, so you know that they're alert, but
okay, gotcha.
and paying attention, but you don't know the nature of the them or their intentions,
Right,
I should say.
All right, but okay. So I want to try and keep an eye on them after, I don't know what, 2, maybe 3 drinks. I'm going to suggest that we actually go to another bar. Because I want to see if those guys follow us.
She says, the old pub crawl, huh?
Yeah, you know, you don't want to overstay your welcome.
Are you guys drinking any at the first bar? Obviously, XK isn't.
My character's just gonna go.
What's a pub crawl?
Oh,
right,
it's
so
Vought.
yeah, no,
Can
go
you
ahead.
handle this?
Yeah. So a pub crawl is basically where you systematically get drunk by going to bar after bar, and you essentially try to make it through all the bars in a city or all the bars on a given block or something like that. Trying to in more or less pace yourself so that you can make it to the final bar, but still get completely annihilated.
I suppose that would make me the chaperone then.
Well, I mean, I imagine you were the chaperone to begin with.
I don't imagine you can get drunk. Do you run on alcohol?
Negative.
Does that do anything?
I'm trying to think of like my high school chemistry. Is like, what would that actually do to fucking Diesel? Probably just like
Yeah,
dilute
so
it.
what happens when you take something that's really high octane?
Hey, has petrol been invented yet?
Yeah, it's the
Actual
basis
gasoline?
for diesel.
No, I mean gasoline instead of diesel, I guess.
Like biodiesel?
I don't know when gasoline has been invented. Give that a goog.
Give it the old goog.
Oh wow,
If anything, I can't imagine it's
1873.
healthy.
Oh, 2-stroke kerosene engines. There you go.
Hmm.
It wasn't until 1892 that gasoline was recognized as a fuel.
Okay, so yeah, there is gasoline.
Yeah, petrol is gasoline. That's
The British term.
for gasoline. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like,
Yeah.
because we were going through this for we were playing Foxhole, and Foxhole petrol is the higher octane fuel essentially. You can go faster with it in your vehicles than you could if you used
Yeah.
diesel.
I gotcha. So yes, gasoline is an invention.
It's just not widely used yet.
We're diesel men here.
Because engines have to be specifically tuned to use it.
Right. Anyways, so after explaining the pub crawl,
Yeah, my character would have basically just looked at Vaught and said,
If it would do anything, it would likely be more harmful than anything.
Oh, well, I mean, drinking alcohol isn't exactly probably good for you. Actually, at this time, no, they probably are still like, no, this is like a healthy thing for you to drink. It's like, no, I mean, mostly, like, we just drink gin. It's fine.
Just like smoking cigarettes is actually good for your lungs.
Exactly. Yeah. So like at this time, it's like no. Like no, it's fine. We just drink gin.
laughs in Dr. Huisman, prescribing cigarettes to the patients at the fucking hospital.
R.I.P. Wiesman.
R.I. Wheeze.
So you guys have a couple of drinks, or have a drink at the first pub, and move on to the next one.
Yeah, and I kind of like lean in to her and ask her to take us down some like back streets and stuff.
Okay. She looks at you with kind of like a curiosity. Why, are we gonna rob somewhere?
Well, there are a couple of guys who were eyeing us a little bit, and I just want to make sure that if they're following us, that we know that they're following us.
Oh, I'm known in the area. It's all right. Let's go over to the Charming Cobbler. It's not far. It's just down the street.
Am I to understand? Oh, all right. Like
There might be a band there that I know.
The wind gets taken out of my sails a little bit, thinking that I'm not going to be able to fist fight these guys. Because it's just they're looking at her like just that she knows her, not that they like are nefarious.
Well, she doesn't know who you're talking about. She's just assuming,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, no, and exactly. Yeah, there was like a few people that were just keeping an eye on us, and that was the situation.
You guys arrive at the Charming Cobbler a little bit later down the block. And again, the doorman knows her. They let you guys in, and the doorman stops Dash, and she's like, he says, "Hey, little man, you're not allowed to be in here." Shriver turns around and says, "It's all right, he's with me." The guy stops for a second and says, "Okay, Miss Shriver." And you guys walk into the crowded pub.
Hell yeah.
I'll just give the bouncer a nod and just say,
Good day.
Good day.
All right, and we go and pop down a seat, grab a
As
table,
you-
maybe near the band.
As you walk in, Dash, you hear the bouncer again after saying good day. He says, "Hey, you're not allowed in here with that shotgun."
Where would I put it?
Says, "I'll hold it for you until you leave."
Okay.
Shriver says, "Is there a problem here?"
Did you bring a shotgun?
Should I not have?
It's like pretty well known that he has a bandolier that he carries.
No,
a shotgun
totally.
with all-
It's just
at all
like we
times.
totally forgot about it, and like we didn't. Yeah, and so it's
no one
just-
has ever stopped or like dissuades this behavior like until this point. So it's just like, should I not?
Shriver says, "Is there a problem here?" To the doorman. He looks with like a concerned look, and you see him like widen his eyes and shake his head like a little bit, like he's motioning at something. And you see her return the gesture, like, you know, like, "Okay, what?" The guy says, "If there's any trouble, it's on you, Shriver." She says, "Yeah, I thought so. Let's go." You guys walk into the establishment.
I am learning so much today.
I put my hand over my mouth to cover up my big shit-eating grin.
Shriver says, "Any day where you learn something is a good day."
Agreed.
What are you drinking, Vought?
Something strong. What are they? I guess the thing is, what are they known for? You're here a lot.
Now they pour their gin and tonic pretty thick here, especially since the USB boys have been coming around.
That's right. Stars and Stripes, baby.
She nods. She orders you guys 2 gin and tonics. You guys knock them back. There is a band playing, but she looks a little bit let down. And she goes, "Fuck, what day is it?" She goes, it's not who I thought I'd be.
What do you mean? Well, like, not the normal crew?
I know some of the locals around here who play, and like I can generally just get up and play with some of the locals that I know. Cogs and bars?
Like, yeah, instead of stars, the USB flag has cogs on it. Like, each portion of the machine that is the USB.
No, it's got front-facing silhouettes of Gatling guns. Instead of stars.
Yeah. Hell
I mean,
yeah.
it is William S. Gatling III.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I love it.
Oh yes, the most technologically backwards nation with Gatling guns on its flag. I love it.
The Gats and Stripes.
Yes.
I guess it stripes forever.
You gotta build the universe, man. You gotta build the universe.
That's fucking hilarious.
To us, it's normal to them.
All right. So unless you're gonna do anything else, you guys continue your pub crawl for the evening.
Yeah, and let me make my notice roll, see if I can spot those dudes again.
I generally just be occasionally asking a question to get to know the two members of the crew that I am joining this evening.
Okay. You make a notice roll there. Let's see here. Where the fuck is it? Here we are. You notice this man, though not with his shirt off. You notice this man in the crowd watching Miss Shriver. He's wearing a very expensive-looking suit.
Okay.
You see him kind of lower his head, looking up through his eyebrows, I guess, when he sees Shriver in the room.
Gotcha. I'm gonna detail what the guy looks like to her and where he is in the room, and ask if she recognizes him. You said he's over at the bar, or is he just at a different table?
He's at a table. He's got a couple of dudes hanging out with him right now.
How many guys?
Looks like there's probably 3 dudes there.
Okay, so a total of
numerous
4.
women around the area as well.
Okay.
They're the whole room is in drunken revelry, you know.
Hey, don't look now, but there's a guy that's he's holding court in the back. It's him and 3 other goons and all their chicks around. Short hair, expensive suit. Got a scar on the side of his face, a long scar.
You see Shriver start looking around.
No, don't look.
She stops as you say it.
But he's
Is there a
making
tattoo
eyes.
on his neck?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I can't read it, but
Cyrillic?
I would assume so. I mean, I don't really.
Fuck. Let's get out of here. Out the back, let's go.
All right, I got it.
Dash, let's go.
Acknowledged.
You guys start making your way through the crowd with your drinks. A guy who's probably about 6'5" accidentally bumps into you, Vought, and you spill a little bit of your drink on his suit. He goes, "Hey!"
Is it an expensive suit,
No.
or is it just like a normal? Okay.
It's like Sunday clothes suit, but not like
gotcha.
like trying to impress the CEO kind of clothes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey!
Is that in like
Try to damage.
Grider damage? Okay, cool. And I'm like, oh, sorry, man. And I like dig like was it like a nickel or something like out of my pocket,
Okay.
and I palm it off to him.
He looks at you as you start walking past. Son of a bitch. Shriver makes her way to the back door of the establishment.
I'm gonna. Okay. Oh nope. Sorry, I have to.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah. Hold on, let me find the appropriate. Yeah.
You there, villain? You look very villainous. Prepare to eat fisticuffs.
I turn around and I go, "What did you say to me?"
I said, "You son of a bitch, you spilled gin on my clothes. I smell like gin now."
You bumped into me, asshole.
You don't want to push it through the crowd.
Yeah, it's a fucking crowd. That's what you do. And I step forward. I step up to him.
Okay, Shriver puts her hand on your shoulder, like, drop it.
You said
Let's go.
he's like 6'5"?
Yeah.
Or something? Yeah, okay, so I'm like
He's a
I'm like
massive
average
dude.
height. So I'm like what, 5'8", 5'9"?
Scrappy
And
dog
so I'm like
mentality.
a full like a full half foot shorter than this guy. Like stepping up to him, being like getting in his face.
Tiptoeing, trying to get close. Like,
What'd you say,
Yeah.
Spoon?
Oh no, just making a remark. He's like, I'm like what, like 5'9"? I was like, yeah, scrappy dog mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Shriver,
but you said
Shriver says,
Shriver-
let's go. Yeah, she puts her
Okay.
hand on your shoulder and is like, come on, drop it, let's go.
All right. And I take a step back, pull out my pack of cigarettes, put a cigarette in my mouth, start backing away from him and light it up.
We apologize
Okay.
for the altercation, sir.
He looks down at you, Dash. He says, yeah, learn some manners from your robot.
Swing!
How-
Take a swing!
Yeah, I was like, how about you go? How about
right
you go?
the shotgun! Right
And-
the shotgun!
And I smashed the glass on the ground.
Oh no.
Okay. You smash the glass on the ground. Nobody in the audience, except for the people, or in the crowd, except for the people directly around you, seem to notice. Music's pretty loud in here, but the immediate people around kind of back away from the sound of the dropping glass. All of them have kind of like a jovial look on their face at first when they turn to look at whatever dumbass dropped their drink, and when they see that it looks like there might be an altercation, you see them like suddenly their face go deadpan and they kind of like back away.
Are there a bunch of doughboys in this bar?
There might be. I'm going to give it a 60% chance. Roll under 60 on percentile, and there are USV troops in here.
All right. Or can I spend a Benny and just say that there's a bunch of
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
It looks like there are 6 USB soldiers who are in their cups, having a good time.
Yeah, so I smash the glass, and I take a drag off my cigarette real quick. And then I'm like, that's the last fucking time you talk shit about Vinland, and I go to and I scream it and I rock him in the face. That's I like go to punch him and I start fighting with him.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, you had to do that.
I did have to do that.
You had to do that. It's so not gonna work. Oh, hey!
Oh, hey!
Alright.
For a second there, I thought you were playing Dumas. I was like, hey, he even gets a free reel of those.
Oh, yeah. No, not that. He's not likable.
You hear from the crowd, like over the crowd, you hear like this raucous like sound of a crowd, you know? As you say, that's the last thing you say about Vinland. And you, move to strike?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear, the fuck? In English. You see a soldier stand up, he folds up his cover and puts it in his back pocket and starts walking through the crowd towards you guys. Are you gonna actually punch this guy?
Yeah.
All right, you got the drop. Actually, no, that's not fair.
No, he's totally aware.
Yeah.
X, I would like to take a free action to facepalm and say in French,
I'm going to kill them. I'm going to kill all of them one day.
Okay. Some dirty Frenchman goes, Sacre bleu! He runs out the back of the building.
as he should. Put the merde! I love being a robot.
All right,
Damn.
you're going first.
All right. Fighting roll.
Not bad.
I gotta beat what is parry, right?
Yep.
You got to beat his parry.
All right.
Beat or beat.
All right, you take a swing, and the guy steps out of the way, as you do, and kind of like turns you away from him. And he goes, He goes, all right, Munchkin, that's it. It's time to sit you down.
I love it. Ooh, yeah, that'll beat my parry.
We
It's not enough to. It's not a with a race, but it will beat my parry.
All right. All right, so he'll hit you. He'll get no bonus damage.
The best part of waking up is getting
that-
fucked up.
No damage.
Okay, I will spend a Benny.
Okay.
As is your right.
True.
Fuck your wild card. Or not.
Nope. No damage.
Oh, that double rolled. Yep.
Yeah.
Ignore the 7
Oh, it's like either one. Yeah, it's not enough to succeed.
to beat your toughness. Okay.
Yeah.
He swings and he hangs one on you. It hurts, but he catches you like basically. He was trying to hit you in the jaw, but because he turned you away and like he goes to like spin you back around and fucking club you one, he lands a right hook that lands just below your clavicle in your pectoral muscle, giving you a little bruise, but not enough to actually like hang a wound on you.
All right. So what are the what's everybody else starting to do in the bar now?
So the Vinlanders are joining the fray on this round. Chaos is erupting in the room on this initiative. Shriver is like holding onto your jacket, trying to like pull you out the back.
Shit, I'll assist on that.
Okay. And it looks like as this is going off, the crowd is kind of backing away from you. And there seems to be a general chaos, erupting in the area. So let's get some new cards here. Why do you have all of those cards?
Because of my perk.
Oh, that's from last round, though.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I didn't dump them like I normally do. There we go.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
That wasn't supposed to send. I was just trying to open it.
Okay, let's just not work.
Deal.
That was meant for you, so you can grab your cards that you need.
Okay.
My mouse is fucking up.
I wonder, is that the right?
Anyone else want to point out that the impulsive character has level-headed?
Hell yeah. Is there some rule that says I can't have both?
No, I just thought it was funny.
Okay. Yeah.
You got better than the 3?
Oh yeah, I got better. Sorry, I was reading through my cards. Or my sheet, I should say. Yeah.
All right, and Vinlanders enter on 9.
What about Shriver and XK? Because they're technically they're. Okay.
All right, so Shriver on Ace is going to try and pull you out of the conflict. That 3 was for the guy that you're fighting.
Okay. Spoon, are you taking part in the initiative, or no?
I mean, I guess.
I just dropped this on you.
Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, because he was just stating that he was gonna like assist, and so like technically that is taking part in the initiative, right? So.
I doubt I'll get an ace that's higher than Ace of Diamonds, so I'll probably just say that I'll hold action until next round.
Okay. Your the 2 of spades I meant to drop on your sheet, but my mouse is fucking up and misclicking constantly. So that's what I pulled for you. Shriver will make a fighting roll against you. She's going to basically do a test to try and get you to come with her. Which means you're going to roll fighting against her if you're choosing to resist.
All right. Let's see. Oh my god. I was debating whether or not I was going to resist, but it obviously doesn't matter.
I mean, you could do what I did to you and fucking Axel back in the day.
Oh,
and just like
yeah.
no-sell you
Roll
with
a
fucking
30.
like D4 Spirit.
I mean, it's not going to happen. Yeah, not that it
Oh,
matters,
that
but I
attitude.
was actually like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm already in it. Let's give it a. Yeah, no, I totally don't pull it off.
Okay. With a deftness that you didn't quite expect from Shriver, she managed to grab you by or continue her hold on your coat, and she pulls you along towards the back of the room. On your initiative, you can attempt to resist if you want, but she is trying to get you out of the building.
No, I think I'm just dumbfounded.
Like, damn, I made friends with She-Hulk.
All right. That wild die.
Yeah, no, I don't do shit. I'm just like, holy crap, what the hell just happened?
Come on, let's go.
On the Vinlanders' turn, they descend on the 6'5" man, and you can see like a bunch of dudes essentially starting a fucking bar fight as you're being like escorted out the back. XK follows in behind you guys, and you quickly find yourself on the cobblestones of the alley out back behind the charming cobbler. So unless you're attempting to get back into the fight is technically over right now.
No, I'm good. Like I said, I'm just like dumbfounded by the whole thing.
Okay.
That 23.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's our cue to exit.
I'm not even mad. Where'd you learn that?
Learn what?
That...
I have a lot of practice handling drunk men.
She worked.
I like squint. And then I like start to crack a smile. I'm like, okay.
She works in bars. I can believe it.
So yeah, you guys pour out the back. She says, "We need to get the fuck out of here." That was Alyosha.
Wait, then why did we leave?
Because that was Alyosha.
He's got a shotgun.
I guarantee you that his men are armed in there. Let's go.
All right.
Do what you're gonna do, Vought. I'm out of here.
No. It's...
You see her start jog walking down the alleyway, and you see her put her hands in her pockets of her leather coat.
I'll keep pace, but my character's kind of sounding almost wistful with his voice modulator.
Huh. So I met, in no uncertain terms, the leader of a Russian mob. Today has been interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't say that we met the guy.
He met us.
He didn't need it. He did not shake your hand.
You and I have different interpretations of meeting.
Yeah. Apparently you don't understand what that means. Alright.
She seems to be making her way back towards the Prasic house.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
You guys make your way through another alley, heading back around to the street that the front of the charming cobbler is on. And as you guys walk onto the cobbles and start heading north, start heading east back towards the Prasic townhouse, you can hear the sound of defenestration from the front of the establishment. Someone pours onto the concrete out front.
Does it look like a Russlander, or does it look like somebody else, or look like a random person?
Let's see. You got a 7. That's a success.
Yeah.
It looks like a USV trooper.
Oh. All right. When he gets does he look like he's okay, or does he look like he's?
Oh, he's getting himself up, and you can hear the crinkle of glass falling out of his clothes as he stands up.
All right.
You hear in English, he says, "Oh, you motherfucker!" And he steps up onto the windowsill that he was just thrown out of, and you see him go back into the window.
Those doughboys, man. All right, and I pass by and head.
So wait, for clarity's sake, he wasn't saying that at us. He was just saying that at the window.
No, he's saying that back into the establishment of whoever threw him out.
Excellent.
Right, yeah.
And unless you do anything else, you guys are heading back to the townhouse.
Nope, heading back to the townhouse.
All right. You guys make your way through the street, a couple of miles, or a couple of blocks back to the Prasic townhouse. You guys have been gone for about 45 minutes throughout this, the entirety of this.
That's it.
That's it. You went to like 2 places, had a drink at each, you know.
I had to look up what defenestration meant, and apparently it's just the action of throwing someone out of a window. I didn't know that had a verb.
Yes. See, you learned something new today.
That's pretty awesome.
All right, you guys make your way back to the Prasic townhouse. You come back inside.
Still awake.
What was that?
Is Prasic or Axel still awake?
Yeah, I mean, it's only been like 45 minutes. It's like
Sweet.
9:30 at night.
Very long.
You guys walk back into the door. Mr. Balk actually lets you guys in. And you walk back in. Mr. Axel, Dr. Prasic, or I should say doctors Axel and Prasic.
Doctor.
Yes.
Doctor?
You see the motley assortment of these 3 walk into the place, into the front of the townhouse. You can tell that it looks like Mr. Vought's jacket's torn at the shoulder. They walk in, and Trevor says, "I'm going to go take a bath." She looks just deflated.
Had a eventful
I'll have
evening,
a-
it looks like, and sounds.
I'll have
I
Bob
saw
bring
a
up some
man
hot
throw from a window.
water. Okay.
What was that, Dante?
I was saying that I'll have Bot bring up some hot. Okay, guess she's just gonna walk away then.
And my character just afterwards just blurts out,
I saw a man thrown through a window.
Wait,
Whoa.
did Vought get thrown through a window?
No.
No.
Oh, are you guys letting Vought go around and just pick fights in the street?
Letting him? No.
You know, for
That's-
a second there, I was gonna be like real mad that you assumed that, and then I remembered the last time we went out, and I totally get it.
Mr. Balk leans in and says, "It seems to be relatively common fare, sir, for the people of Vinland."
Yes,
Am I getting?
Guys,
Am
you're
I
getting stereotyped.
predictable?
What?
Oh no! I said, am I getting predictable? Oh
You are
no!
somewhat predictable, Vought.
We also saw Alyosha himself, evidently.
Wait,
That is true, but we did not meet him.
I'm gonna
The more
like
you argue
close
this
my.
point, the
I'm
more
closing the
I-
book I was holding as I was walking around, going from room to room, going. Wait, you saw Alyosha
Correct.
in person?
Correct.
Yeah.
Could you remember what he looks like?
Oh yeah,
There's an
absolutely.
elongated
Also, he's
scar.
probably still there.
There is an elongated scar upon his left cheek. His left neckline is adorned with a Cyrillic phrase.
X, could I make a Russian roll to see if I was able to peruse the Cyrillic phrase on his neck?
Yeah.
Basic success.
Okay. It says, faith, family, country.
The phrase entitles faith, family, country.
Hmm.
Man, it's a shame he's such a piece of shit. I can get behind that.
He's just here
In a bar.
apparently in the open, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Where else would
Weird.
he be?
Well, I would hope that after losing the plane and everything else that's occurred, he would be trying to stick to hiding. Bold.
Would he even know about that by now?
Most likely.
It's been. Yeah. That's reasonable to assume, I think. I don't know how
would
long it
assume
takes
that
for information to transmit through
less-
clandestine means, but
It's less than a day's travel there and back. I'm assuming he would have expected his men back by now.
Fair assumption.
He must know something wrong must have happened. I don't know if he knows that the plane has been stolen yet, or if he knows that it's sitting there in the USV docks. But it is a mighty large. What did you call it again? A sea yacht or air yacht. Sky yacht. Yes, that's the word. Sky yacht. Sorry, I've been doing other work since you two have been gone for all of 45 minutes.
45 minutes? I'm embarrassed. That's a record.
A record for what?
I'm gonna go to the liquor cabinet and get 2 glasses and a bottle of gin or something.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna head upstairs after my self-realization and my minor embarrassment.
Right then. Additionally, the Alyosha in question seemed to either recognize or heavily scrutinize Miss Shriver. According to John here.
I know that Shriver's famous. She's a singer. I saw her at the bar that time too, right?
Yeah, she's at least locally well known.
Popular. Yeah. I've pieced that together by now that she's a local talent. Yeah, I would assume maybe he knows of her from. Well, oh no. That's why he probably would have been eyeing her. The previous night, I believe maybe some of his men had made her, and they know it was her in particular that robbed his establishment and took the plans, or the plans to load up the cargo plane.
As I recall, you were the only one who spotted Miss Shriver and that recalled night vision. That seems unlikely.
No, they saw her too because she was already inside.
He's
Isn't
talking.
everyone-
Dante is referring to the night that you met Shriver when Vought saw her from the rooftop climbing into the bar.
I'm going way back right now.
Way back, like 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
3 days and
3
4
days.
sessions.
Seems like a
But
lifetime.
it's
I'm like,
like,
hey, we need to let
flashback.
some fucking time pass.
It
Yeah.
seems longer.
It seems so much longer because it's been a while, but it's like only 4 sessions ago that happened. But 4 or 5 sessions ago that happened. But yeah, I'm referring to that point when we first met Shriver.
Ah, that is more likely then.
They know it's her that took the plans. It's probably why he's. Jesus. If Shriver leaves here again, I know before I said I don't want you going out alone, but I really do want you and Vought to keep her company and make sure that she doesn't go anywhere alone for the time being.
Certainly. Though,
What?
if we
You're-
go on any more pub crawls, I may have to leave the shotgun here.
Pub crawl? I thought you two just went out for a walk. It's
I'll walk
45
to
minutes.
2 separate bars. One of the bouncers took exception to me not only entering, but being armed. Miss
Yes,
Shriver took care of that.
Yes, actually that's true under normal circumstances. I know I haven't mentioned it before, but people usually don't carry around their weapons in the city.
They don't?
No, I mean, in fact, you've probably seen that I usually leave our weapons in the car, right?
I had only assumed you were carrying handguns, being that
Yes, and
nearly every waking moment I spend with you all seems to be in preparation for the next gunfight.
they are at war, but yes, we normally do not do that, and I think Octarine and its isolation from the front line hasn't unlike Ilkoven, hasn't adjusted to the idea that the EIA could storm the borders at any given moment.
I am learning so much today.
But yes, in future, maybe figure out a way to conceal the shotgun if you must carry it with you.
My character like makes an effort to like look behind himself at his like lack of clothes, his diesel bunk engine going off. He just gives you like what do you want from me? Fucking look.
You'll figure it out. You can build a shroud or something that you can hide it underneath. What do you want from me, man? Do I have to think of everything?
Actually, that gives me an idea.
Oh my god, I don't know how Dante did it, but he's gonna like make my character early think on like an idea for my character to essentially make like a scale mail pimp coat, which is basically just a cloak.
Yes, there you go. Just put some extra iridium and you mix it with the iron and boom, you got yourself a nice little shroud that keeps the diesel engine from getting too hot around you, and you got some stuff.
The rim covered with like flame retardant material.
Yeah, there you go. It doesn't burn. You got it. There you go, buddy.
That was a happy little action. All right. My character's good for the night if you want to move on next and actually have shit.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
I've gotta go back to the rest of my research. I'm trying to figure out why this stuff is glowing.
What does it mean?
Now, if you'll excuse me.
So you guys passed the evening after the disturbance, I suppose, and each of you retire to your rooms and get a good night of sleep. You wake up well rested. Not you.
I'm spending
You're
all
burning the
night
midnight oil.
I'm trying to figure this shit out.
All right.
I mean, I do sleep.
Mr. Bullock brings you some Adderall.
I wouldn't get a good night's sleep.
He brings you some meth.
No, he doesn't bring me Adderall. He brings me amphetamines. It's legal still.
There you go.
He just brings me the tablets. I don't know what they're. It's just like, here, here's your amphetamines, sir. Thank you, Bach. Caffeine, amphetamines. I'm up all night. Where we go?
Mr. Balk is like, Dr. Prasic, would you like to lose your appetite, sir?
No thanks. Hell yeah, let's do this. It's gonna be I'm gonna be playing drums later.
Just. Oh, I saw the draw his son. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Y'all hear that? They're attacking. They're attacking.
Classic over here.
Gentlemen, I've invented thrash metal.
Yes.
I'll get the shotgun.
Skipped everything to just went straight to trash metal. All that jazz that the USB brought over gave me an idea.
Right? You're like, why stop here?
It's just skip straight to synthwave. -2, I need your modulator.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go. Recalibrate -2's modulator. He can't talk anymore. It's just synthwave comes out of his mouth every time he goes to speak.
I'll kill you all.
Alright. So, the next day, most of you wake up well rested, with the exception of Dr. Prasic, who burned the midnight oil, the midnight methamphetamine. And you are quite happy to see today's newspaper and coffee waiting for you, Mr. Axel.
That's right.
As Mr. Buck has learned your patterns.
I like it white, just like my women. The newspaper, I mean, not the coffee.
God damn it.
So you like it with the touch of ink?
That's right. I just like
Hell
the smell
yeah.
of paper in the morning.
Hell
So, Dr. Prasic, go ahead and make a weird science roll for your evening of pouring through your notes. Or you can save that until you go to the lab today if you like.
No,
That
I'll
was
do it
more
right
of a
now
roleplay
just to see
thing.
if I figure it out at all.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah, that midnight
All right.
all worked.
The only thing that seems to account for the glowing of the Savange would mean if some sort of process has happened to it, some sort of external process has happened to it that would essentially increase its effectiveness. You surmise that the glowing from the light might be extra radiological elements.
That gives me an extra plan for when I get to the lab. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, what are you guys planning to do today?
Are we
you
gonna
just
start?
gonna-
Are we starting to push into our off downtime?
That's what I'm
That's
trying
what
to do,
this
but
is, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
so
well, that's
so-
what I'm trying to push into right now.
My character wants to begin documenting and like I don't know how to. Basically, I'm going to be putting together like my medical, like not thesis so much, but technically like I guess it would be in a similar like some research is involving like field like restructuring of like arteries and nerves, like not nerves, but like arteries and like blood vessels and different things like that, like in the field, and making like a medical journal for other medical professionals to learn from based on like my experiences.
Oh,
Does that make sense? And then I want to be able to bring that to I want to be able to bring that to the medical professionals
Community?
at the college. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember her name. I'll find it somewhere, but
I can look at it for you real quick. Let's see here.
I have it wrote down somewhere.
Yeah, Dr. Sophie Vredeberg
Yes.
from the GNA hospital.
Yeah, I want to spend like a couple days documenting everything that I've done as far as like stabilizing patients in the field, balancing out like fractured limbs, reconnecting arteries for the
Like
sake
new
of,
combat triage techniques.
yeah, like keeping arteries and stuff attached for the sake of limb preservation, so that they don't have to just deamputate because of it starting to go bad and they can't get fast medical help.
Amputate, rather. But yeah. Okay.
That's what I would like to work on for like probably like 2 days or so. I might even like go down to the actual like academy, the medical academy, and do some work there.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? I know what XK is doing. Dr. Prasic, I know you're assisting, but is there anything else you want to do in this time?
Well, I'm going to take the Savange down to the lab and start working on figuring out exactly what process might have caused it to cause this change, and then depending on how quickly I can figure that out, I want to see if I can weaponize it.
Oh, we finally building fucking Prasic's death ray?
Why
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Let's see if we can get there.
Just make sure it is a rate of fire of 1 or I'll hate it.
Right.
Just one shot every single time. One shot, but it can kill the guy next to the guy I'm shooting.
So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna see if Shriver is still around, or if she has vanished into ether, because we're all very disappointing.
And?
Well, so assuming whether or not she's there, then there's going to be like a conversation.
I don't know if I cut out, but I said, yeah, she's still around.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I go up to her and I like knock on the door for the room or whatever that she's staying in.
Okay. She opens the door. Vought, what's going
And
on? Or John?
have and so I have 2 cups of coffee, and I hand her one.
She opens the door the rest of the way. Come in.
Hey,
Takes the cup of coffee from me. Thank you.
before I walk in the door, I'm like, I'm sorry about last. Like, I know it was supposed to be fun. We were supposed to go out and have a good time, and that didn't happen. So
That wasn't your fault, Vought. You don't have to apologize.
no, but I mean,
Look, any other time I would have had a blast watching you engage in fisticuffs with the local populace, but not in front of Alyosha's men, and Alyosha specifically.
Right, so that kind of brings me to another point. I haven't had a chance to practice with somebody in a while. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Boxing, fighting?
Oh,
Is that something you'd be interested in?
Sure, I guess you could teach me a thing or two.
I mean, shit, based off that display from last night, I bet you could show me some stuff.
I think you just had too much gin.
Maybe, but in either case, I mean, especially if this is going to get worse before it gets better, then right, we need to be in our best shape, right?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have anywhere better to be. At least not right now.
Well, and now I walk into the room, right, and I go and sit down.
Okay.
So, and I start like going through the questions, right? I'm like, so, is this even where you're from? Like, are you from Octarind? Or are you from somewhere else?
She sits there silent for an uncomfortably long time. She says, "Yeah, I'm from around here."
Right. I mean, that would sort of fit with the. I mean, I don't imagine that you came from somewhere else and then came to found your way working for the local syndicate. How did that even happen? If you don't mind my asking.
It's not really relevant.
All right. Fair enough. Well, so instead of asking about your past, let's talk about the future. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
I don't know. I want to have fun. I want to not end up a seamstress.
You ever thought about going to Finland?
Thought about it, yeah, but until recently, not much of an option.
I'm not trying to be presumptuous about anything that's going on here, but when the time comes and I'm heading that way, if you want to come, you're more than welcome. You can tell I have the space.
She nods.
And it doesn't have to be Vinland. Go back to Valois, España.
I do like España.
I haven't been there in a little bit, but yeah. I mean, what is having the ability for if you're not going to share it, right?
I just am the type of person who doesn't want to end up bored. And you lot seem like good entertainment for the time being.
Oh, okay. So I'm predictable, but I'm not boring. Okay, well that's good.
I'll let you know when you're boring.
All right. Well, anyway, let me know when you want to train.
Sure thing.
Yes.
Maybe we
And
were
I
dead or alive.
stand up and take my coffee out of the room and shut the door behind me and go get like cleaned up for the day.
Okay. What was that, Spoon?
Oh, I was trying to make a joke on the Payday song, but then I fucked it up thinking it was Dead or Alive, but it's Armed to the Teeth.
Oh. I gotcha. Alright. So, do we want to do, Hawk, do you want to do the scene with you going to the
Major?
to the military, or do you want to save that for next session for some reason?
Either or is fine. I mean, if you're wanting a close session early, then
I mean, we got about a half an hour.
okay. Then yeah, I can absolutely do it. I don't think it's gonna take too terribly long. Because really all we're discussing is kind of like some of the plans involving the new technology and such. But yeah, we can do it. If you guys want to, I would assume you're going to come with me as well. So
Right. And the only reason I asked if you want to do that this session or not is because the planning phase seems to be one that takes you guys particularly a long time as everybody gives their own input. So that can take a while. And I would like to get the roles out of the way so that everyone can get their projects done and finish that up. So, you know what? Let's do that real quick. And then we can at least know how successful everybody is on their time off. And then if we've got time still, we'll do that scene. So we'll start off with Spoon.
Okay.
So you are building your current project.
Correct.
Dr. Prasic, are you assisting in weird science, or is he going to have to go out of house?
I'll assist in the weird science stuff.
Okay.
Hey, at least it's a success.
Yeah, it's a success, so that
I
counts.
will use one of my raises and give it to Prasic.
Okay.
I will now mark that I have one left.
All right. And you have success with the raise as well on your repair. So that'll be the second week of work
So real quick,
done. Yeah, go.
for the laboratory with the fucking Savange, I want to acquire some of like their safety gear, like their heavier helmets and their coats and stuff that they would wear when handling more dangerous equipment. Some of that stuff, and then open up the case and see if I could do some like readings and estimations of what's going on with it and what might have happened to it.
Well, currently, because you're the main person who has Savange, most of them don't have like protective equipment for it.
Oh no, they don't. I know they don't have protective equipment specifically for it, but I know roughly what I would need. Like they would have stuff for like handling shit that will catch on fire and stuff like that. Like there will be some amount of shielding, and I can. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'll spend the time making what I need in the lab to like make myself a protective, like little coat of armor, lead armor.
Yeah, that doesn't even take you that much. You just need to let them know what you need, and like you can quickly fashion together something that'll work. Lead apron,
Lead apron,
face
and
shield,
little-
etc.
Yeah.
Let's see, would that be a repair roll to build that shit? Probably. Since repair seems to be for building everything.
Right? Like the only skill that matters. Like what the fuck?
You can make a repair. You can have XK actually make it.
Yeah,
for you,
I'll give
which
him
would
the
probably be
time. Hey, could you help me out with this? Get this like sewed together and fitted.
What?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I need this because the Savant, it's glowing, and I don't want to expose myself too much to it. I kind of
Yeah.
already exposed one person. And it's a dick move
Yeah.
on my part.
Yeah, that shouldn't take too long.
Okay. Yeah, he fashions you up a like a leaded outfit to protect yourself from the Savange.
But yeah, I'll spend later time then afterwards to get that stuff done after we get the outfit and everything.
Okay. So then going for the third week, which is the last week, you guys can go ahead and roll your weird science and repair rolls.
That's a raise. That's
There
good.
we go.
I'm gonna pay that.
You good with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it shows 4s, but when you add the 4 to it because there's a repair roll, it's 8.
It
so
shows
it's a raise.
it shows 4s. It shows no 8s.
No, I mean the dice show 4 if you got 3D dice on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's another success with raise for both of us.
Yep. I mean, now is the time for you to dump your bennies if you want to try and, like, luck out. You'll take the highest of your rolls here, so...
I mean, unless I crit fail.
Well, that I guess that's a problem, too. If you don't want to risk that, then that's fine.
But... could I Benny to, like, have enough time left over to make that cloak thing I was talking about?
You still have time to make a cloak thing. You got 25 days. You've only used like 3 weeks, you know, so you're getting close to the time.
Okay.
You got a couple of days left over.
That's not a lot of time to build a Pegasus, but alright, get into it.
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised this was taking so long.
Yeah, I was assuming like this is like the 3 weeks is like everything is happening during these 3 weeks. Like we're doing this alongside with all the other projects.
Yeah. The Pegasus isn't really difficult. It's like building Legos with the fucking schematic, since you already know how it fits together and have all the parts. So assembling one doesn't really take all that long. You will have to make a repair check to make sure that you put it together right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was also hoping to make a whole bunch more bullshit, assuming I got, like, time in the lab, or I could, like, feasibly come up with a way to compensate the G&A with, like, material or time or whatever. But that's fine.
Well, the difference is that you will not be able to use Prasic as, like, an assist because he has to sleep.
That's fine.
You technically have 3 weeks of 24-hour work if you want. You just need to run on gas or
You right.
diesel. So you actually have time to construct a lot more shit than like Prasic does per se.
Yeah. Alright, that said, are our characters done with the project?
So it looks like you've got your 3 successes for each of those things, plus 1 from one of the things that you spent. Oh no, that was covering 1. So you have essentially basic success on putting things together. You still have 1 success that you can use to add for extra like module slots.
Basic success? I'm pretty sure like all of our rolls were raises except for the one that I gave Presic.
Oh, Jesus, what am I thinking? Sorry, yeah. I forgot. Success of the raises. Okay, so...
I'll blow the last raise if we're done, though.
Yeah, so you've got your 3 basics each. You've got 3 raises each. But yeah, you might as well throw the last one on something.
Alright, I guess I'll put it on my repair check. Just for funsies.
Finishing touches.
Yep. Gotta get that paint job.
Right.
Iridium is normally silver, and then my character's not gonna be silver in a couple seconds. Alright, with that, I'd have to fetch someone to slot out the card system, and... Alright, should I unveil the secret there, Ext?
Sure.
So what's the secret?
Give it a sec to load. Alright, so everybody say hi to my new character.
He has upgraded his frame. You're going to need to find somebody you trust to swap your card shuffling system out.
I was gonna see if... this is why we have notes.
Burkhart?
Yeah. I was gonna ask Burkhart if he would be willing to do it. This would also give him, you know, an opportunity to look at my shit.
Sure. For those of you who aren't looking directly at the Roll20 screen, his new avatar is under his or above his name.
Yeah, I see that.
Should post that picture bigger if you have it in the Discord.
Sure. Here is generally what my character looks like, though not giant, as this picture might depict.
I mean, that kind of looks like that's a normal-sized human.
Definitely a giant. You can see the door frame in the back.
Oh shit, that's a door. Oh, okay.
I did the exact same thing, because then and the next it hit me with like, "Are you gonna be like that tall?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "You're the fucking size of a building." Oh no, I thought this was like normal sized.
What do you mean? Of course I'm gonna be the size of a fucking building.
Fired up and ready to go.
How else am I supposed to take down 3 Strigoi at once?
I am the Strigoi.
Oh, there you go.
Hey.
That would be Burkhart's repair roll for you. He seamlessly swaps you over into your new body. You, of course, don't notice any downtime. But when you awake, you notice that your old chassis is sitting on the table next to you.
He had an existential crisis looking at his old chassis.
Okay, my character is going to look with his new orange eye that Prasik helped him design. He's going to look at his old body, and he's going to look at Antonius and Prasik.
Dr. Prasik,
Ooh, that's beefier.
I am overcome with the urge to laugh. Would that be alright?
Yes, go ahead.
Dr. Burkhart just looks over at Dr. Prasik.
You see my character's new sort of clawish hands start shaking a little bit as his frame starts to move left and right, just ever so slightly.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Finally.
All right, shut him down. Shut him down now. Shut him down. You there? Get the gun.
Well, we had a good run. It's done now.
It's over.
Thank you.
Dr. Burkhart looks at you, Dr. Prasik, and he looks somewhat concerned.
I'm looking concerned too. Like, it's, look, I thought we were building some. He didn't show me what he was putting together the whole time.
You helped him design it.
It was pieces. He only showed me pieces of what he wanted to do, and he gave me ideas. And he said, "Hey, can you build this? Does this thing work? Can you use these elements together to make this alloy?" And I just kind of looked at the numbers and worked out the math.
I assure you, it was quite difficult to keep him in the dark. It was meant to be a surprise.
I hate the way he says that. It really bothers me.
Well, then it appears that I'm never going to be amicable to making you happy, Dr. Prasik. But, for now, if you'd like, I could explain my new upgrades.
Oh man, we're so getting murdered.
I certainly hope not. Look, he can hear us. We don't really need to whisper.
Vaught, what are you doing here?
He's not here.
That's what I was confused about.
Yeah. How'd you get in this room, Vought? Stab.
It's the mole! Fire!
Oh
you
no.
recall the idle whimsy with which Boudwin at one point described giving me additional arms.
Vaguely.
You're going to see my character's left hand, which has some sort of mechanism sort of like pumping into it, just basically manifest and like open up at two sides, and then you'll see a bunch of smaller appendages just sort of come out. It's effectively like little like drills or individual little sizes of like socket wrenches, which spin on their own axis. And wrenches of different size just come out.
Is that what you need the microgyros for and all the small actuators? Jesus Christ.
Instead of more arms, I felt it more prudent to simply have more fingers, as it were. Additionally, I think that now that I'm no longer using the previous model, I need a new name.
You know, Dr. Brazic, I was going to say something about your blasphemy, but I feel like it might be appropriate right now.
Blasphemy? What do you mean?
Well, you just invoked the Lord's name.
Quite in vain, as I recall.
Yes. Oh, right.
Now then,
Look.
I'm thinking... Dread it, run from it, Terminus still arrives. That's it. From now on, I am Terminus Zandink.
Oh my god.
So do we just blame Zandik instead if we all die?
You see, Dr. Burkhardt just looks at you like, without saying a word, just this look of like, what the fuck did you just do?
We're blaming Zandik. This is Zandik's thing. This is his idea.
This is why you don't allow robots to have their own,
To build their own robots.
they can't have their own mind either.
Experiments sure can end it as a mistake.
Right. So.
Well then, Antonius, if you would like to stay to watch, perhaps we could finally put this card shuffling system to use.
My character produces Force the XKY47-1 card shuffling system.
You have the prototype. That's the one that was in my lab.
Would you like it back?
Do I have a choice?
Certainly. Supposedly this is yours.
It's property of the GNA by way of Dr. Zandink.
Very well.
My character will open palm up, device in his hands, just kind of shove it in Antonius's general direction.
I'll leave the choice up to you, Burkhardt.
As you approach him, you see him kind of like back his head away from you as if he wants to step away, but he's trying not to show fear. And he holds his hands out as you hand him the card shuffling system. Right. Well, it looks like lunchtime. Thank you, Terminus.
Who's gonna call you
I
Tim?
could get
It
used
has a
to
lot
this.
of
It's a lot less scary.
Certainly been a pleasure.
Thank you,
There is-
Burkhardt. He's gonna walk Burkhardt to the door of the lab.
He walks with you.
Please send a fucking thing message to Zandink as soon as you can.
I get a hold of him.
He's in Ilkoven. He's being held by the thing. If you could just find the Dame Commander, she can probably get the note to him.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
No.
He nods. He looks down at the card shuffling system. I'm gonna go dispose of this. This shouldn't be.
I wouldn't dispose of it. Just disassemble it, so that way we can figure out. Because look, if he's still on our side and everything's fine, he's an amazing asset. But in the event that it becomes a problem, we might just want to get rid of it altogether.
Prasik, I have let a lot of shit fly in this laboratory. All right, but I happen to know that Zandink did not put any protocols in that thing's head that stops it from killing people. And as far as I can tell, it has a will of its own.
Its primary protocol, as far as it's told me, from day one, has been to protect Gryderdem and protect the Gryderdem people.
As Dante's saying this, he'll just hear from like an echo in the Diesel Tech facility that or Zandink's office.
Nothing can save you now, Romanov.
Protect Gryderdem and the Gryderdem people. By any means necessary, as he's once put it. And I think he's taken that very to heart in the sense that he's built himself an incredible chassis. That thing is damn near bulletproof in some spots. And he's very intent on getting his ass back to Roosevelt and killing Romanov himself if he has to.
Then what?
Hopefully? Chill. Just calm down, settle down, maybe learn philosophy more. He likes that stuff from as far as I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. I need a drink.
Bring me one too.
Get your own fucking drink.
Have one of your assistants bring me one then. Jesus Christ.
This is on you and Zandink.
Oh, this is... Damn it! I'm just gonna go back inside.
I love being a robot. I love it so much.
As you shut the door, you see like the blurred image of him through the frosted glass, like staring at the door for a second longer. You can kind of make out that his shoulders slump in some kind of a sigh, and you see him turn and start walking away with the card shuffling system. You're back in the laboratory with Terminus.
So, Terminus. Real quick, just in future, Terminus, you arrive at Terminus. It doesn't arrive at you. It's an asset of perspective, really. Whatever.
An end to a point in time. That is the definition I use.
Yes, and usually we move through time. Never mind. It's relativity. It's weird. I'll give you Einstein's books later. His papers and stuff.
We'll wax philosophical matters later, Dr. Prasik. Right now, I believe you had Safange you wanted to look at.
Yes, actually, I'm gonna, got the soup over here that we made a couple days ago.
Let's just ignore the murder robot, because obviously he wants to help me now.
I'm very nervous, okay? It's like I'm taking 3 extra steps away from you every time you get closer. Trying to keep 5 feet of spacing.
I'm so glad Molly was here to hear this.
I was occasionally looking over like, Axel, help me, please.
Axel ain't there, bud.
Axel left as soon as he could.
Axel can't save you now.
Man, is it hot in here? Can I open a window? All the windows are open. Holy shit! Why is it so warm?
Is it bad that all this upgrade really does is just make my character not ugly?
And also
mechanically, it doesn't do a whole lot of shit yet.
No, I mean, actually, if anything, it still has the same problem of being a synth.
It's still an outsider, but yeah.
Yeah, it's still an outsider.
It's just not ugly.
He's just he's not a hunchback anymore.
I mean, if I'm gonna sell being an outsider,
I might as well sell it.
Could you please
Sell,
stop?
you beautiful bastard! Sell!
Can we adjust that modulator just a little bit? Or is that you doing that? I can't tell anymore.
Why can't it be both?
Are you enjoying this?
More than you'll ever understand.
I'm just gonna go open up the Savage box now.
Yes, let's.
fucking love being a robot.
So anyway, like I was saying,
Go ahead, Dante.
I'm gonna open up the Savage box now. After I have all the protective gear on the Savage box, crack it open. We're gonna see the glow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get some thongs and grab some samples and go weigh
All right.
it. And...
So when you open the box of Savage, there are 6 vials inside the lead container. They're arranged kind of like a cylinder of a revolver, hanging in kind of a round shape inside the box. 2 of the samples are glowing. The other ones are not. The other 3 are not. 1 sample is missing.
Shit. Okay. This raises more questions.
As you inspect further, looking at the ones that are glowing, you see a label on each. Each one of them has a basically a designation saying that they came out of the mines of Zilver. The labels on the 2 that are glowing say that they're from Zilver. But it says Dr. Brouwer, Brouwer, on it. And it says sample 42. You writing that down?
Yep. Dr. Brouwer, sample 42. Who's Dr. Brouwer and what is he doing working on Savage? Terminus. Have you heard of a Dr. Brouwer before?
Just not immediately.
Alright, I'm gonna think back here. I'm
I
gonna
cannot
roll.
recall knowing a Dr. Brouwer.
I remember a Dr. Brouwer.
No, not on that roll.
I need to find out who Dr. Brouwer is because whatever he did, I think he did this to the Savage. I'm gonna, I want to still do the measurements and testing while I'm here with it.
You'll just kind of see Terminus idling and moving his much freer joints now. He's more distinctly human in shape. You'll see him moving his new metallic knee left and right, backwards, forwards.
He's much more articulated.
It's impressive. Maybe you can climb now without falling so easily.
One can only hope.
Make a weird science roll, Dante, as you're getting readings on the Savage. Oh.
Can I assist
My
to
expertise
prepare?
after all.
All right. This Savage is more volatile and produces roughly 30 times the output of the standard Savage.
We can use this. Has 30% more output. But it's also highly more volatile.
Oh. Let me amend
Writing
that
down.
statement. It is 30 times more powerful, more potent. Not
Yeah, more
30%.
potent.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say percent.
30 times more potent. Okay. So I'm just gonna quickly as I
Why it's
realize how.
glowing.
Yeah, how much more it's like dangerous it is. I'm gonna quickly put it back in the leg box and go seal it up and be like, all right, this is far more dangerous than the original Sauvage. I don't think we can expose people to this without knowing for sure that it's gonna cause them harm. Jesus Christ, Shriver looked at this unprotected. Practically unprotected with her face.
Should we get Dr. Axel to take a look at her regularly?
I believe Dr. Axel would take a look at her regularly.
Oh, I already do.
I hate to see her go, but I love to see her walk away.
You see, it's weird when you say it.
And that's what I enjoy about it.
You haven't seen him yet. I can't wait for him to see him.
Alright, so let's get a repair roll on the let's get a repair roll on the Pegasus.
Oh yeah, talk dirty to me next. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. Your voice changer is also stuck on, unless you were intending to speak with it.
Oh, that was totally intended.
Gotcha. All right, so in the evenings you put together the Pegasus.
Now then, Dr. Prusik, was there anything else you wish for me to assist with?
If we can, could we get a smaller containment unit built for these things? I don't want to lug around a 20-pound box every time I need to carry one of them. I just want to.
I mean, the thing is that it's already pretty small. If the box didn't weigh anything, it'd be a cardboard box that you could hold and grip all four sides, well, three sides in your hand.
Yeah, but I want to build one vial, essentially.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Separate the vials, and now I'm going to put the other three away somewhere else.
That's certainly
so
something you can do.
The two vials that are still glowing, I want to put them in their own separate container.
All but formed to purpose, Dr. Prusik.
You want me to make another repair check?
Yes, please. All right. You fashion a smaller, albeit less beautiful, because function is really what you were going for. A smaller case that you can carry one vial. Do you want it to carry just one vial, or two?
Carry one vial. That's what I prefer.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you fashion a small one that carries about one vial. It's probably on the upper end of 1.5 pounds. Something that you could fit in your pocket.
Oh, that's better. I'm not going to carry it in my pocket though right now. I'm going to leave it here in the lab for now.
Probably a good call.
Yeah. I'm going to go find if the Diesel Tech facilities have a directory, right?
Yeah.
I want to use research to see if I can dig through a directory and find a name for Mr. Bauer, or maybe an address or something.
You have very limited access to this facility. You have to be chaperoned in and out of the.
Can I get Terminus to chaperone me?
And Burkhart has already gone to get a drink, so you're probably on thin ice.
Yeah. Terminus does not have the authorization to chaperone you. He has his own like credentials to come in and out on his own, but you need someone like Dr. Axel to show you in and out of the facility.
Probably left as soon as Terminus came online.
He wasn't here today.
All right. Well, I need someone. I'm gonna let Dash 2 know about it. Sorry, the Terminus.
It'll take some getting used to. I understand.
Yeah, Terminus. I'm gonna tell. No, I'm already used to it. I'm just fucking around. So Terminus, I'm gonna tell him about Dr. I've just forgot the name too. Bauer, and tell him, hey, do you think you could look through the directory and find this name? See if we can find an address for him. Hopefully a Nocturine.
I could give it a look.
Next, I guess I would make a unskilled check.
Yeah, it would be research, which I don't think you have. Surprisingly, you do manage to find a reference, but not like address or any other sort of stuff. There is a reference to, Dr. Lambert Brower, and he is a scientist from Negriand. That's all the more information you've got right now. Sorry.
I've got a reference here, Dr. Prasic. It seems like he's just a scientist from Negriand, from as far as I can tell.
I do know someone from Negriand. I wonder if anyone else got out recently. This was these samples that did the markings have any like dating information on them, like other than just sample numbers when they were collected or when they were worked on with Brower?
The date looks to be probably a month and a half ago. They probably would have actual dates on the samples.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that should be that's like normal science thing. You put time, but at least write it down somewhere so you keep track of it. Alright, so yeah, about a month ago, that's when Brower worked on these ones. At least 42 here.
About a month and a half.
Month and a half ago, so that would have been around the time Negrion fell. I wonder if... Can I reopen the case, and using the same methods that are normally used to detect the radiation, could I see if there's residual amounts of radiation on the empty slot? Like high amounts? Like essentially what I'm trying to get at is, were there 3 of the concentrated ones, and then my brother took one of them? He said there were 6 slots.
Right, there's 6 slots, but only 5 vials. 2 of which are the glowing type, 3 of which are the normal type.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. I want to see if the 3rd slot is one of the glowing types. Would have been one of the glowing types.
Go ahead and make a weird science roll. I'm going to require that you get a raise on this.
Not quite.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not able to get a proper reading.
Could I assist with science?
Like, you know how to measure things and stuff?
Sure.
+2.
Okay, that puts you over the threshold. The reading equipment shows that they're... the 4th slot, the empty slot, does not seem to have a higher than average radiological signature.
There's like a Prasic lets out like a relieved sigh that it's not a higher than average one. So good. He didn't take one of the volatile ones. But then hey, look, whoever this Brower is, he's the only one that seems to know how to make it this way.
All right. Everyone say goodbye to the ugly hindrance, because it's gone.
Oh yeah.
Was this like finally the this was your like thing that you picked a while back, and then this is it finally coming into fruition? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't just get rid of elderly until we find a fountain of youth.
True story.
Until fucking Axel casts divine intervention on you.
I wish so. Hey, on the real, in my D&D campaign, I actually just got done losing 10 years of my life on my cleric.
You fight a white?
I don't know what it was. It had backwards feet and walked like a human, but its head twisted to one side, and then it struck me and I lost 10 years. It was... So that was pretty sad.
Alright guys, I'm going to call it here for this session. Thank you guys for playing.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll pick this up hopefully on... What day is it today? Is it Sunday?
It's Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, we'll pick it up on Sunday.
That was some of the best shit I've ever heard. You had me laughing so hard I teared up 2 different times.
Oh yeah, I was listening to her cackle in the other fucking room.
Got a little giggle going in your back.
Oh my god.
I mean, I
gotta
had
take
to
a
get
leak.
the
I'll be right
maniacal
back.
laughter in there somewhere.
All right, gentlemen. Until the next day we meet again.
Death.
Alvita saying.
Good night.
Laters.
Good night.
Yes. Here's the hope that Terminus just decides to go become a philosopher after this is all over.
We'll see.
Teach him to raise chickens.
he just gets a farm. You know, with him quoting fucking Thanos there, he's just gonna go get a farm when this is all raise chickens.
How appropriate.
And I second.
Go ahead.
I second the nickname Tim. I said it the same time he did.
How appropriate this is. This audio recording is going to end on backstab.